Play ball.
Pocono Mountains on the other side. Rick Allen, Jeff Burton, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. And eventually Steve Letarte.
And eventually Steve Letarte.
eBay Motors.
Holy shit. Dude, I slept good last night. I didn't even work hard today. But until a couple minutes ago, I kept nodding off. I was watching YouTube videos, and all of a sudden I'd look up, and it'd be on a different video, and I'm like, how the fuck did that happen? Oh shit, I'm falling asleep. Right now I feel lightheaded, so I'm eating a banana. But other than that, I feel good. And I got 2.5 days off. I call it 2.5 days because I'm off Monday and Tuesday. Work Wednesday, but not till 5 p.m. Anyway. How you doing? Get my chair. This shitty ass chair that I'm tired of sitting in. Whew. I feel funny, but I feel mostly okay. Let me get the stream on the phone and I can start looking at all your wonderful comments. Had a great race yesterday. Said they're starting the race 15 minutes early because the threat of weather. The forecast looks good, but I guess they expect there could be a pop-up shower or something. There's like a 15 to 20% chance of rain. And this year in NASCAR, 15 to 20% tends to turn to 100% fairly quickly. I took 2 bets today from Michael, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson. Blaney because he's due, Larson because, well, same thing. He's kind of due. Oh, God. I am hungry. Fat dude's playing the guitar, so it must be time to watch the race. All I've had to eat today was 2 little tiny packs of Twizzlers and a banana. Half these highlights are from races I went to this year, Charlotte and Darlington. Whoo-wee. I don't feel good. Matter of fact, I'm going to have me another banana. I'll be right back. Take it away, Rick Allen.
It's NASCAR Cup Series racing from Pocono. The M&M's Fan Appreciation 400 is telecast presented by Brez Tree. 6 races to go before the playoffs, and that means only 6 more opportunities for a driver to win his way in. But right now, there's only 2 spots available. Ryan Blaney, Martin Truex Jr. sitting just above the cutoff line. So things heating up there in the playoff picture. Hello, everyone. Rick Allen with you alongside our drivers. We have the mayor, Jeff Burton, and Hall of Famer Dale Earnhardt Jr. Big story. The headline today has to be that after 269 consecutive starts, Kurt Busch was not cleared to race today after his accident yesterday in qualifying. That means 19-year-old driver Todd Gibbs will get his very first Cup Series start here today. Junior?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how that works out for Todd. But Kurt Busch, I mean, it's got to be pretty disappointing to have to sit out this race. But he just needs to listen to the experts. We've seen a lot of problems off of turn 3 this weekend, guys spinning out. Kurt was one of those guys, a hard impact into the wall. He just needs to listen to all the experts, what they're telling him. He can get back here, he can get back 100%, and it can happen fast if he does everything they ask him.
Yeah, and they're putting Todd Gibbs in, a young race car driver. Remember, he has 8 wins and only 37 starts in Xfinity. But I think what's most important is reasonable goals. You and your team need to recognize, never been in one of these cars before, set realistic goals and try to meet them all along the race.
The reason why Kurt Busch is not behind the wheel of the 45 is because yesterday in qualifying, he backed the car into the wall out of turn 3. This track is extremely difficult. It wasn't only Kurt. We also saw William Byron spin coming out of 3, as well as Ross Chastain.
Yeah, a lot of these guys were thinking that coming to this racetrack, we'd have a lot of trouble with the tunnel turn. Big bumps over there. We'll show those to you today. But talking to the drivers, they're all having trouble with turn 3. Really loose off that corner.
Yeah, those guys are out there all by themselves. Now we're going to put 36 of them out there. Restart's going to be crazy. It's going to really test the drivers.
A tricky triangle that will test the drivers. And even one making his very first start. Let's get the engine.
How you doing?
Trackside for the command.
And now,
Todd Gibbs has literally a 0% chance of winning this race. He's never driven these cars before. Now, if the Cup cars were similar to the Xfinity cars, like they used to be, like 10 years ago, whatever, he's not had any practice. He's never driven these cars. Just run all the laps. I think he can get a top 15, maybe a top 10. Top 10 would be a real good day, but I give him about a 0% chance of winning this thing.
Great command, Sammy.
Compared to the guys that have been driving these things week after week and ran all the practice this weekend and qualifying and all that. Could have a good day, though. Dude's a otherworldly talent, which is a good thing because that means I hate him less because he's so good. Oh, dude, it's another just brutally hot day here in North Carolina. I'm really glad to be indoors. Really glad to be awake because I could go to sleep. I could go to bed right now. But I'm excited for this race. I just ate 2 bananas to try to give myself some fucking energy. Can't remember if I mentioned yesterday on the stream, but I was at work yesterday and I handed my manager something. She said, "Why are you shaking?" I'm like, "Oh shit, I am shaking." Right now I'm shaking. I'm fucking hungry. I picked Blaney and Larson for my bets today. If I was going to pick an actual winner, I'd say Chase Elliott because he's just the man right now, but I had my bets on Larson and Blaney. Next week, Indy Road Course. Last year was fucking insane, both races, so I'm excited for next week. Really glad to be getting home early enough on Saturday to do all the Xfinity race next week. Should be a good weekend. Do I need to eat a third banana? Dinner will be ready in about an hour, I hope. What's up, Caden? Happy fucking race day. I slept good last night. Didn't work hard today, but I'm hungry, I guess. Excuse me. I like Chase Briscoe to win at Indy next week. I think Chase Briscoe is going to be the real sleeper next weekend. Briscoe today would be I think Buescher today would be the pick if you're going to go for a, sneaky bet. But I like Briscoe for Indy next week. 5 flips this season, and I saw one of them. We've had flips at fucking Pocono and Charlotte this year. What is going on?
Information, visit BreastStreet.com.
I think Ty Gibbs can get a top 15.
Credit card company.
Top 10 if he's really, really on his game, but he's never driven these cars before. Got a lot of track time at Pocono, just these cars don't drive anything like the Xfinity cars. And this was a last-minute thing,
Things go the right way, you get
but I think he can do well.
As soon as I crossed the line, I had this flood of people's faces that have been a part of this journey. I
swear it was like 1,000 people flashed before my eyes.
This is the best, and when you win against the absolute best, it's pretty satisfying.
Holy crap! Yes! I love you guys!
It was a huge relief. Huge wave off my shoulders.
I remember the whole last lap I was crying out that straightaway. Just knowing how many people were watching that, that helped me get that point.
That dream was in my head from the very first time that I sat in a car.
It was quite amazing. That's perfect.
Dylan's coming by.
That's a lifetime.
Anthony's not hanging out today, but Dylan will be here.
Honestly, it was everything I had dreamed it would be.
This is a cool little segment they're showing about the first-time winners from this season.
Watching Cup races on Sunday, and only one guy could say they were the best that day, and to be able to say that you were that guy is pretty special.
5 first-time winners already in 20.
Toyota speed in that top 10. Obviously, the 45 has to drop to the rear.
First ever career win. It could come here at Pocono today. Let's take a look at today's starting grid brought to you by Brent Street. Up front,
Ty's not going to be in Cup next year. They've already said Ty's going to be in the 54 again in Xfinity.
And then it is Hendrick Motorsports in row
Which
2.
makes me wonder just what in the hell's going to happen next year if Kyle's not back in the 18, because they've already said Ty's not going to be in the 18 next year.
It's going to start from 18.
See Ross Chastain, a very fast car in practice. He's got to go to the back. 2-time winner this year. Kevin Harvick looking for a win to get in the playoffs.
A little further back, we see where Eric Jones had to go to the rear with their issue. Mentioned drivers getting potentially their first win.
5 drivers in this race not locked into the playoffs that have won at Pocono. Truex won here twice in very forgettable races. Actually, the 2015 Pocono race was memorable, but Truex won.
Also a winner here at Pocono. As a matter of fact, let's dial up the 17 to see if we can chat with Chris Buescher.
Hey, Chris Buescher, it's Dale Jr. up in the booth. You guys?
Yes, sir, I got you.
Hey, man. Brought a lot of speed.
Hey, Chris Buescher, you ended my career. How you doing is what Dale Jr. should say.
Progress you're making as a team.
Yeah, it's been a really enjoyable last several months now. And been a load.
Chris Buescher is talking to the man whose career he ended.
That last round, so found ourselves right inside top 5 for a good start.
Still not over it.
It's been cool to see. Just gotta keep cleaning everything up and getting the finishes at the end of the day.
And talk to us about this racetrack and some of the challenges you'll face today.
Yeah, well, I've seen the middle groove. Definitely have a lot of grit through all these other races for our qualifying. So I'd say we're going to be pushing to get up into that. Lots of shifting every corner here now. And
I like where Buescher has his rear view camera over to the left side of his steering wheel.
bump through the tunnel. So we can just get across those. Keep car underneath you. Be able to set up for passing.
I feel like I'd like my rear view camera to be dead center of the dashboard or dead center of the car, so it's like accurate when I look at it.
Also want to thank him for the Ford Performance helmet cam.
This week, Truex is in the DeWalt scheme.
Great vantage point that we'll be able to see Chris Buescher attack this 2.5-mile tricky triangle racetrack. For more stories before the green flag flies, let's go to Parker Kligerman.
Well, Rick, there's an old saying in racing, winning fixes everything. That's not the only thing the 19 team and Martin Truex Jr. have not done. Look back at last week. They won the pole, won both stages, led the most laps, but didn't...
And cost me money by not winning the race. Thanks, Truex. Well, actually, thank
we changed everything on this car.
James Small for the two-tire call that totally butchered their handling.
Which could just fix everything for them, Kim.
Well, Parker, Ryan Blaney admitted when they rolled off for practice yesterday morning, they were way off. They didn't have the speed they needed, the ride quality very poor, and they couldn't turn the car. They made significant adjustments in order for Ryan to qualify in the 6th position. Crew Chief Jonathan Hassler told me it's not perfect, but they were happy with the adjustments they made to get the car where it is right now. Marty, they are still looking for their first points win of the season.
Kim, Denny Hamlin trying for his 7th Pocono win. They qualified on the pole for this race, but...
God, Hamlin's won here 6 times.
Why is that? Well, it goes back to Saturday morning when inspection happened, actually Friday afternoon when inspection happened. They failed inspection twice, lost their car chief. They also lost their pit selection, so they're in pit stall number 9 today. So despite winning the pole, there'll be a lot more traffic.
Well, they got an easy out. Cody Ware's their pit stall in front of him. He won't be on the lead lap.
Road speed right now, so we'll see if that affects their race this afternoon, Rick.
So when you pit under yellow, you're not going to have to deal with anybody in front of you.
Pit road speed. They follow the
It's hard to be as good as Cole Pern was. I think James Small's a very good crew chief. I mean, they won 3 times last year and made the Final Four.
Verizon is honoring
They've done everything but win this year. They just need a break here and there, and they would have won multiple times. So I think he's a good crew chief, but Cole Pern was unbelievable.
Lehigh Valley Health Network and
If I was going to have a crew chief, I'd want it to be Cole Pern
please
or
join
Prime
the
Chad Canals.
first responders for all they do for us every day.
Why was that fire truck yellow? And why is my hand shaking?
All right, drivers, take us around this racetrack.
Yeah, this thing's pretty different. All 3 corners different.
Let's talk to Dale Jr. He knows how to win at Pocono. He knows what the fuck he's doing.
14 degrees of banking. It's a really tight radius, 150 degrees. Some guys say these 2 turns, but Pocono called it 1 turn. Then you go down that long back straightaway over 3,000 feet into a scary tunnel turn, the most treacherous corner, I think, on the series. 8 degrees of banking. Really, really fast through there, Jeff.
Yeah, it's important to get off that because you've got this straightaway, the North Straight, 1,780 feet. That's a short one, and that's a long one, and it leads to turn 3.
What's up, Michael?
Turn 3 is only 6 degrees of banking, and it is so important. It's so difficult.
Man, am I sleepy. I slept good last night, but it's so hot here, I've got no energy.
In the entire Cup Series, and so if you don't get turn 3 right, you are going to be getting passed. And you will
We're coming to the green, thank God. They started the race about 10 or 15 minutes early. They said because of potential weather later.
Cup debut subbing for Kurt.
You know, I know that black McDonald's car, it's not supposed to be black, it's because it's the backup, but that actually looks really fucking cool. And that'll be a very unique diecast one day for Todd Gibbs collectors. Hit your Todd Gibbs first career start, black McDonald's 45.
So that's
great information because, you know, 0 laps on a racetrack in the next-gen car.
It's just like the Chase Elliott Darlington car when he wrecked in practice and they wrapped a white car and like the doors looked like the throwback, but the rest of the car was just solid white. The 45's backup was black.
I think it's incredibly smart. Such a large racetrack, it's not going to go a lap down. You're going to be able to protect yourself, get to the first
And
caution,
here we go.
stop to be able to make some adjustments.
400 miles. I wish they had shortened this race. I know it used to be 500 miles, but I think they could shorten it from 400. You saw how good the races were last year, and they were shorter. Green flag. And Hamlin's clear for the lead into turn 1. Kyle Busch gets a nice run through the center, though. Hamlin's car looks a little tight. Kyle gets up to speed quicker. Whoa, Hamlin in the wall. Hamlin bounced off the wall. I said he was getting tight. So Kyle Busch takes the lead.
I'm sorry, an exit of 1.
Chase Elliott into second. Larson to third. Blaney fourth. Hamlin's fading. They're in the tunnel turn. He's gathered it back up now. Ooh, damn, Cindric. Cindric about spun out in the middle of 2. Ooh. I think if qualifying and practice is any indication, this could be a very treacherous race. These cars, they just snap out of nowhere. There's no side force, nothing planting them into the track. Less downforce than years previous. It's like they're having to learn how to drive here all over again. Higher horsepower and less downforce than the last couple of years.
In practice too, Jeff. They were able to fix that car then, and the radio transmission you just heard from Denny Hamlin was, "I'm sorry, I killed the car." Chris Gabehart saying, "Hey, a long way to go." Just
yeah, we're only on lap 2, and we've got somebody saying they've killed it.
We saw a lot
and shockingly, it's not Kyle Busch.
Practice. But this is really the first time, you mentioned at the top of the show, Jeff, they've been on the racetrack in close proximity to each other. Cars are very edgy by themselves, and in this...
Bubba Wallace's pit crew today is the 45 team because Kurt Busch had a jackman change because of an injury, I think. So they wanted to have a team... No, Bubba's team had like another change with their jackman. So they swapped. Since Kurt Busch is not in the race, the 45 is pitting the 23.
Over Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson.
So hopefully I got that right. 45 crew's pitting the 23 just for this race.
Chase Briscoe.
Hamlin said he's killed the car, but he's gathered it back up, and he's going to the inside of Blaney.
Blaney up in the grip. Little resin on the racetrack, providing a little extra grip in that middle groove. Denny's still trying to side draft a little bit, seem to bother the 12 car aerodynamically off the corner.
Junior really slowed down to make sure he said aerodynamically.
Clears into moving back up to
Kyle Busch kind of checking out.
Smart move by Lane. Just give that spot up rather than going side by side through this tunnel turn. That could have given Chris Buescher a chance to make a run on him. It's a ride with
Kurt Busch got a concussion when he wrecked in practice yesterday, which is very alarming to me that how stiff these cars are, that Kurt Busch backed it into the wall, which was the hardest impact the car took, and he got a concussion. So Kurt Busch is not medically cleared. He said he's still experiencing concussion-like symptoms, and they couldn't get him cleared. So Todd Gibbs in the 45.
Drivers, as the years progress, have started to use this much, much more.
You see it right there. Thank you, Steve.
I said before you got here, Michael, I think Buescher's a good dark horse pick, and Briscoe should be our pick next week, I think. If you're looking to steal money, Buescher would have been a good one today.
Some guys don't run it at all, but you still have the standard mirror up top in the center of the car. He's trying to chase down Ryan Blaney into the tunnel turn. Watch the bumps through here. The driver's going over them. Very uncomfortable. They get worse every year with these winters, harsh winters. The track gets worse and worse through there.
Junior, hey Junior, real quick, one thing I see, me and you, we agree on this. How about up here? How about his little plate card of all his calls?
Oh yeah.
I hate that thing. All those fancy calls and when you're gonna pit, not pit, 2 tires versus 4.
So nothing's going on because we've been on visor cam for a solid lap and a half on Buescher's car.
Look at that digital dash.
I like looking at the camera behind him.
Peeking a little bit to the left side. Couldn't really see that before, Jeff. Look out.
We've had so many different winners now. Guys like Suarez, Cindric, and Briscoe are not safe for the playoffs, especially if Truex and Blaney end up winning races. The only guys that are locked in are multiple winners or the points leader, and the points leader has multiple wins.
You see that shot of the car behind him. He would have had.
That's another forgotten rule. The regular season champion is locked in the playoffs whether or not he wins, but luckily Chase has won 3 times.
Right there, he would have to look at that mirror. With the digital, he can just look directly at that one.
Bubba Wallace in the top 10.
See the entire thing of what's going on behind him.
Cole Custer got out-qualified by Spire Motorsports. Both Spire cars out-qualified Cole Custer.
I'm happy with what I see on the steering wheel angle. I think we're okay there.
Well, there you go. They feel good about where they are. Dale Jr., you and I yesterday were talking about the wind here at Pocono. It's been pretty significant all weekend long, but it's picked up even more today and blowing towards turn 1. You got to wonder if maybe that had an effect on that first lap and caught Denny off guard.
Yeah, so the wind is blowing right into the left driver door of the car on corner exit of turn 2, and that will shove the car up the racetrack. It'll have the opposite effect on the other end of the racetrack. The wind was really bad yesterday, equally as bad today. I think it played quite a role in some of the issues that these guys have had.
I look for Briscoe to be a strong contender next week, and Cindric too. I mean, I think obviously Elliott, Larson, they should be the favorites.
Busch has pulled away to a 2.7-second lead over
and Kyle Busch has checked out.
7 laps into this race.
Today, we got a spinner. Cindric off of 3. Cindric's car has not been handling right this whole run. Oh, hits the inside wall a little bit with the left rear.
Looks like
right off of 3 where everybody was spinning out in practice and qualifying.
with these flat tires, how he's going to get this car.
He should just turn around backwards and come down pit road. Fuck the penalty. You got to just get to pit road.
But look at this 2 car. We saw him up the racetrack in the tunnel the first lap. And think about how this car has started the last several races.
The push truck's having, oh my God. That just shows you how long the straightaway is. He's not going to be able to get to the exit of pit road to turn around and come backwards if he wants to.
Turn 3 again. It just comes around on him.
Woo.
Very familiar picture. We've seen that.
I don't think we need any stage cautions today. I think we're going to see a lot of this. The new car has rendered stage cautions irrelevant. They're no longer needed.
Yeah, the last couple of races, Atlanta, New Hampshire, this 2 car has absolutely struggled off the truck or at the green flag. More troubles today.
First caution to come out, lap 6 complete on lap 7.
Kyle Busch is the leader.
Goes around coming out of turn 3.
And I'm fucking hungry, dude. They gave Todd Gibbs the same odds as Alex Bowman. What a slap in the face to Alex Bowman. Guy with no experience and no practice. Same odds as a guy who won here last year. I didn't know Gwen Stefani played the pre-race concert for the IndyCar race today. That shit is bananas. I really hate that I didn't watch SRX last night when I heard about what happened. I was like, damn, really? That happened? I don't know if SRX is going to be around much longer, but it's a good season for SRX. Entertainment-wise, every race was pretty much a banger. Ryan Newman was robbed. Fucking Marco Polo.
One of the skydivers today's pre-race ceremonies was holding a banner for The Gray Man, which is a new global spy thriller that takes action to new heights, starring Ryan Gosling and Chris Evans, The Gray Man, on Netflix this week.
Imagine being the guy that parachutes in with a Netflix movie flag. And they've had to tow Cindric down pit road. So his day is pretty much fucked, I would imagine.
Decided to get brought back by the tow truck, but look at this right here and listen.
God damn. Think these things are low to the fucking ground or what?
But there's no way that
Bring back Ride Hot.
This is going to hurt the two.
Ride Hot.
All weekend long, guys.
It would make the racing better and fix problems like that.
And he said, yeah, the tunnel was what everybody's worried about. But
Cindric had to go, not Cindric, Chastain had to go to a backup car because of a spin. Where he didn't even hit anything. Do you see a problem here?
Are a handful for some reason exiting 3, Jeff.
Yeah, what's difficult is if you're not loose in 3, then you're way too tight everywhere else. And so, the 2 car right here,
that's late.
See, like he's way out of the corner, and he had no idea that car was getting ready to come around on him. It's boom, it's around, and he's holding on right now. And that's the biggest thing, Junior. It's not these cars come around so quick. It's not really talking to the driver and saying, "Hey, I'm loose, I'm loose, I'm loose." They're just got the wheel turned, and all of a sudden they're pointing the wrong way.
And Jeff, you and I are having an interesting conversation, right? When does NASCAR help you back, and when do they take you to the garage? The two of Cindric drove the car to the exit of pit road, so NASCAR must have felt that was, good enough to...
NASCAR must have felt. What's the fucking rule? I don't care about how you feel. What's the rule?
I think we're still trying to figure that out. Like, what is acceptable?
Nice paint scheme on the 2 car, though. I like that. Those beer paint schemes never miss on the 2. Although Keselowski had some boring ones the last few years.
Restart coming up next.
It's a long caution for a single car spin. I like how work just totally fucking dragged today. I was so ready to leave. I was going to say, damn, they got a fire suit for Todd Gibbs in a hurry. Then I realized, oh, he's actually wearing one of Kurt Busch's fire suits. One of Kurt Busch's spares. It fits. Doesn't look that big on him. Bob Pocker says he was told that Todd Gibbs being a Monster Energy driver was not a factor in the decision to put him in the 45. Well, I didn't think it was. Ooh, a football commercial. Bills and Rams.
NASCAR Drive, that's your live race day companion.
Fuck.
To high-definition in-car cameras, current position tracker, and pit stop data.
The return of Austin Spindrick.
Drive, or you can download the NASCAR mobile app today. What a great shot right there, looking at all the campers in the infield here at Pocono.
So Rick, we saw.
If only the grandstands were as impressive as the infield crowd.
A little contact on the inside wall. You see the two.
Oh my God!
Skew down the backstretch. The crab walk.
Skew with a capital S on that 2 car.
Our Toyota virtual car and talk about the tow link, what it is.
Ty Gibbs is turning over a new leaf. That's why he raced Noah Gragson like a complete pussy yesterday.
They're on the DVP. They've used a minute and a half of their time. They have 4.5 minutes to make this adjustment. So right here, let's look on the right-hand side. We're going to take the tire off. Remember, independent rear suspension. This yellow component right here, we highlighted it yellow so you could see it. That holds the right rear or left rear tire, depending on the side, pointed in the correct direction. They're going to come in, remove those 2 bolts. Hopefully not drop them, not drop the slug. You remember, everything underneath here is hot now. It's dark and dusty inside these fender wells. They're going to put a new toe link in, put the 2 bolts in. They probably could even use quick pins if it's a situation during the race. We'll see what NASCAR would have to say about that. But after you secure that, car leaves pit lane, and that right or left rear tire should be fixed. I believe it's the left rear tire on the 2. Cindric, seeing them on pit road right underneath there making the adjustment. And I mentioned the DVP real quick. If you're on the DVP, that's damage vehicle policy. That means you're in the wreck.
Cindric goes another lap. Now, why the fuck are we still under caution? It was a single car spin like 7 laps ago.
Repair.
Why are we under caution?
And the crew chief and
how is this race not even, they're not even doubled up for a fucking restart yet?
They have the live clock. They see what NASCAR's looking at up in the tower. They know how much of that 6 minutes you have.
This is starting to get on my, what are we, at Road America?
He's got a stopwatch in hand too. He's leaving nothing to.
Steve, on that point though, they have to leave pit road. Is that when the clock stops?
That's correct. Start of pit road to end of pit road. So
Ty Gibbs coming off of pit road. They were running in the back. Might as well just
let's get a few updates.
Pit and adjust on it.
And Kevin Harvick does not have what he needs out of that race card. Way too loose, specifically.
Heard about the penalties that the petty GMS cars have been handed.
Absolutely sideways. They did
don't know the details.
But change 4 tires, half around in the right rear for Kevin Harvick, who is one of those drivers still looking for his first win of the season, Marty.
So, Kim, basically 7 or 12 cars pitted right there, including Joey Logano, who pitted from the 15th position. Steve, I don't know if you agree, but I like this call. Kind of got to differentiate yourself from everybody else, right? Logano said no grip anywhere. Paul Wolf making the call to bring him down pit road, put on some fresh Goodyear tires, see what happens with 19 to go in the stage.
Well, so he pitted from 15th, but you got to start.
Now I guess they're coming to the green 100 years later.
You don't want to give up any track position, but if you don't really have great track position and you don't think your car is good, you make some adjustments. I don't hate it if Paul Wolf feels like he had some adjustments to make, Parker.
That's exactly what Rudy Fuchs wanted to do.
I smell food and I'm fucking hungry.
They start the back for unapproved adjustments after that spin in practice.
Could be a long day. I predict a lot of spins and cautions here.
That number 24 car back in traffic felt like he could pass most of these cars here in the mid-20s pretty easily once they got it loosened up a little bit.
There's that Verizon car that Joey's driving that everybody was hating on, even though I actually like it.
Didn't come to pit road. He was chatting with crew chief. Just for a moment.
Don't remind me that there's that many laps left. I'm fucking tired and hungry.
Keep getting a good feel for that car, and we'll progress as we go. The field approaching the Geico restart zone.
12 laps complete.
Back underway. Kyle Busch and Kyle Larson.
Wonder if Austin Dillon's producers for his reality show told him to fan out there and throw that block on Logano. Oh, whoa, Kyle Busch up. Wow, what the hell happened there? 3 wide for the lead here. Hamlin, Elliott, Larson. What the hell happened there? Kyle Busch drops to the rear of the top 10.
Remember, Denny Hamlin did that.
And I think Larson's going to take the lead here around the outside. Although Hamlin, oh, this ain't going to end well. Larson's clear. Hamlin and Elliott still side by side. Through the tunnel.
They stay side by side for second.
You don't often see the man on the outside.
And Larson, one of my bits, takes the lead. And my other bet is in fourth. Elliott to the outside of Hamlin for second place. Hamlin said he killed the car. Looks pretty fast to me, Dennis. Kyle Busch settled into seventh. Suarez is fifth. Bubba sixth. Real speed in the 23 lately. Consistent speed. And they've not been fucking up on pit road lately.
And now single file, but what happened to the 18 of Kyle Busch? Take a look. Leading the race, entering turn one.
Kyle's car just lost the nose. Can't blame dirty air on that, Kyle. Nobody was in front of you.
It looked like he overdrove the entry compared to the speed of the guys behind him, but his car just did not stick.
And I asked myself, guys, you know, that was restarting my hot tires. We heard from Parker Kligerman, who drove this car at St. Louis, just how tough it was to keep his front tires clean. So maybe just jumping the front tires forced him up the racetrack. It's hard to say.
Ross Chastain trying to work his way up through the pack, trying to get around Ricky Stenhouse in the 47 Kroger Chevrolet. Parker.
And it's now time for Ross Watts. Who's he going to run into this week? Jeff Burton is really anxious to see.
Had a really fast car in practice yesterday. Also was one of those cars that spun off turn 3. They elected to fix that car, and so he started the back. But when I asked him today, do you think you have the speed, the ability to pass? He just looked at me and smiled and said confidently, absolutely, this thing has a ton of speed. And
Corey LaJoie is 16th.
Ross Chastain driving through this field and being able to pass when a lot of cars are not.
Anytime a Spire car is in the top half of the field, it's worth talking about.
Interesting to watch the 8 car of Tyler Reddick. Had an opportunity to go the inside of Ross, decided to push him down the short chute. They ran right up on the back of the 47 of Stenhouse into the tunnel. They continue that battle to turn 3. Riding on board the Hunt Brothers Pizza camera on the roof of Kevin Harvick's car exiting turn 3. Noah Braxton right there in the 16 car in front of him.
Harvick's in 24th right now. Noah won the Xfinity race yesterday with a thrilling battle.
Kevin Harvick running 24th at one of the racetracks he's been consistently strong at since he joined Stewart Haas Racing.
See what Harvick was trying to do right there.
Taut, ill handling car there.
Noah went up there. Now he got a great.
But the 2 cars in front of him got just as taut.
Remember, Kevin Harvick pitted a little bit ago. Has 4 tires. Noah did not pit.
That is so frustrating. You get to the inside of the 16 and somebody comes up by and pushes the 16 just past him. His own teammate in the 10 car, Eric Almirola, decides to help the 16 maintain the position. Harvick battles back on the inside down into 3. Back to the throttle. Can't commit full throttle. Now he's almost to the inside of 14. Chase Briscoe down the front straightaway. Ducks in to catch a little grass, a little toe, down into turn 1.
Great shot from the Goldfish cam. Love this low shot. Noah went to the
I guess the odds makers are losing faith in Blaney then, Michael.
Get a good run on corner exit.
I've kind of lost faith,
Car having some issues.
but I'm betting on him anyway.
Handling very well. Chase Briscoe right now.
Decides again not to go to the inside. These guys are not comfortable running.
Chastain in the top 10. Buscher's dropped to 9th on this run. Kyle Busch passed Bubba for 6th. Bell's up to 8th. So there's a lot of moving going on here in these last couple of laps.
Treacherous really out of the racetrack.
Larson and Elliott about a second ahead of Hamlin.
Shift as he got into the tunnel turn, then now in through turn 3, this long sweeping turn.
Logano 26th. Cindric ended up 5 laps down after that caution.
Most comfortable I've been in this Cup car yet. So I said, all right, what's the goal? You won yesterday. What's the goal today? He said, to be honest, I just want to run all the laps of this Cup car and learn. That's something that's been tough for me here in the Cup Series, and I feel so comfortable. And I feel like if I do that, I can get a great finish. So far, so good for Noah.
Well, Junior, I think that report goes with what you were seeing, right? He had a run on the 14, didn't take it a couple times. So I love when the driver has the talking points, but then when they follow it up with the action on the racetrack, makes me smile. Kim?
You guys talked about that tunnel turn. That's the one area that's been giving Kyle Larson a problem. He said, you know, we're good at...
I like how the race looks up front.
Tunnel turn, just a little bit tight. Haven't got a great read on the car. He told his team under caution. But before that restart, he did say, I have a feeling this car is going to be really good in clean air. We're seeing that now from Kyle Larson. He also told me this morning, this track fits his driving style. P1. Marty?
Surprised Larson's not won at Pocono. I mean, obviously, based on the race last year that he should have won, but back in the 42 car, he had strong runs at Pocono. His rookie year, he finished 4th, I think, in the 42. That race deal, the first Pocono race Dale Jr. won, I remember Larson was top 5.
In years, riding in second right now behind his teammate Kyle Larson, and he said a moment ago, too tight in the tunnel, he lacks grip in turns 1 and 3.
Surprising, his best finish here, 4th. He's done
Larson, Elliott, Hamlin, Blaney, Suarez. 11 to go, stage 1. Man, I'm hungry, and my sponsor's here too. Well, I'm still hungry, but I've stopped shaking. And I don't feel weak and lightheaded. I think just my sugar dropped or something. Yeah, Eric Jones is the biggest mover of the race. I just saw something on Twitter a minute ago about how he was tearing through everybody. My little phone scroll. Once again, Pockris and Gluck have to explain to all the idiots out there that still don't know the fucking rules after the last 9 years, that know if Ty Gibbs wins, he is not in the Cup playoffs. Jesus Christ. If Ty Gibbs wins, it's in the playoffs. No, you morons. You don't know how the fucking rules work by now? The boomers that claim to be so on top of things and know everything about racing don't know the fucking rules. Oh, that crispy chicken in that Golden Corral commercial looks good. They do have some good-ass chicken at Golden Corral. Fuck.
Fan appreciation.
Hungry, bro.
Telecast presented by Brent Street here at Pocono Raceway. What a great crowd on hand here. Beautiful afternoon in the Pocono Mountains. Looking down on the campers in the infield.
The campers are nice. Show the race. We got 9 to go in stage 1.
Geico. And Kim, it looked as though the 3 just came.
Pockris is NASCAR Meltzer.
A scheduled pit stop.
No, I actually fucking like Meltzer. I don't hate Pockris, but I really like Meltzer. Because Meltzer actually adds something of value to the world of wrestling. In my opinion. Kevin Harvick's up to 18th. He was 24th before the commercial.
That was lap 21 for Austin Dillon.
Eric Jones, 13th, still climbing his way through the field.
We talk a lot about strategy, and I think a lot of guys are going to pit before the end of stage 1. But it's not Road America. This place is 2.5 miles, but it's a 55-second lap.
Larson's only got 0.4 of a second on Elliott that they've pulled away from Hamlin by about 2 seconds.
You can even say 38. There's a window of time. I think Austin Dillon knew he wanted to.
Kyle Busch back in the top 5 now. He passed Bubba. He just passed Suarez.
He could have run 3 or 4 more laps because then if Larson doesn't come to pit road, he can't. He'll go a lap down. That's smart. Crew chief on top of the pit box. We talk about being fluid. Crew chief on the 3 car said, you know what? This is as far back as we can fall without coming to pit road, so I'm going to pit right now. Service done. Back on the racetrack in front of leader Kyle Larson, the 3 still on the lead lap.
Crew chief Justin Alexander making that call for Austin Dillon. Kim.
And Ryan Blaney running there in that number 12 car. We talked during our pre-race coverage about just how many changes they made during practice. It was not where he needed it. Well, despite the changes they made, they are still having trouble. He said he's tight on initial.
I like how Austin Dillon and the 3 team pitted early, like it's going to give them any shot whatsoever to win anything.
They did not feel like they had the speed that the Gibbs cars did. That's where the targets were for Blaney and this team. Marty?
Kim, a lot of talk in the NASCAR world as Kyle Busch tries to get back by Ryan Blaney after losing those spots earlier. He hadn't said a word, by the way, about what happened in Turn 1. A lot of talk in the NASCAR world about Kyle Busch still being a free agent for 2023. And I love what he told Parker Klickerman earlier today. He said, I don't lie to you, it is definitely a distraction during the week. But when I get in the car and put that helmet on, as Richard Petty used to say, I flip
3-car battle for 4th.
It's all about doing the best I can to win a race. That's what he said earlier this week, too. Best thing for me right now, go out and win, show I can do it. When I'm
the race audio loud enough in the background? I think it is.
Marty, and as you watch him go down into turn 2 here, the car he just passed for 5th place is that 99 Daniel Suarez. Look at the line that Kyle Busch uses. That high lane, the team for Daniel Suarez has been telling him about that. That's how he was able to get the run on Daniel and take 5th place. Daniel's just been fighting a tight condition in that 99 car right now, unable to run that high line like the team's been instructing, and now he's watching Kyle do. He wants to get there, just can't get the car to turn. You see him on that lower line in turn 3. He's doing that just to avoid the air right now. They'll get those adjustments when they get to the stop.
Nobody complains about dirty air more than Kyle Busch when literally everybody has to deal with it.
Come on pit road, trying to put some tires on, trying to work himself through the field. It has not worked. Restarted 22nd.
Kyle Busch for 4th.
So
Gets tight in the center of the corner.
Logano.
And here comes Suarez up behind Blaney to push the 12 on. Nope. Suarez darts to the middle, 3 wide. So much for staying behind the 12.
Yeah, taking advantage of that.
But I think Kyle Busch is going to get the spot here from Blaney. Clear Suarez. Ooh, loose. Hangs on to it, though. So Kyle Busch to 4th, Suarez 5th. Blaney drops to 6th. That was a bad lap for Blaney.
Daniel defends the 12 car into the turn 3.
So Kyle's made his way back up to 4th. The chasing after the 11 of Denny Hamlin now.
Yeah, a long way to go. You see Danny at the bottom of the screen there.
5 seconds in front of him.
Yeah, that little battles back there between these guys is put quite a distance between them. See this 99 car, Daniel Suarez can keep pace with 18 of Kyle Busch as they have cleared Blaney and they're driving.
I'm worried with the way these cars are. If somebody hits hard here today, somebody could get hurt. You already saw Kurt Busch get banged up in qualifying.
Pretty funny. Not happy with the 18 car.
Why is Suarez mad at Kyle Busch? I didn't see Kyle Busch do anything wrong. Trust me, if Kyle Busch does something wrong, I'll tell you. I'll celebrate it.
The next time by because they'll close pit road.
3 to go. Who's going to pit this time?
Try to service their car. I don't expect the leaders. They're going to get points, but someone
Bubba Wallace, Christopher Bell, Chris Buescher, Tyler Reddick, Ross Chastain.
Not the day to make a mistake on pit road under green. A good strategy call can go bad if you lose a lap. Parker.
And leading those in was Bubba Wallace from the 7th position, talking to his team Booty and crew chief Booty Barker. He said, we will be aggressive to get track position for the 23 car if we have the speed. It'll be 4 times.
Oh, Eric Almirola just spun off a 3, and he stopped. Caution's out. 3 to go on the stage. And Almirola's got flats. He's barely able to move. Hello.
On pit road, and unfortunately for the tenant, Eric Almirola, it was at his expense.
And he's in the same situation that the 2 car was in with the flat tires down here. He's probably going to have to pull down here, get another tow.
It's the light side tires on the 10.
Let's see if they do something different because they're at the bottom off of the 2 car, which has really ruined the aero for the rest of the day. So he's
What
trying to avoid that, I think, Steve, if he possibly
oddly timed caution. Looks like Kyle Larson wins stage 1. Chase Elliott second, Hamlin third, Kyle Busch, Ford Suarez fifth, Blaney sixth,
Years past, this was a no-no.
Jones seventh, Byron eighth, Truex ninth, Harvick 10th. Bunch of cars have pitted. Almirola made it to the pits without getting towed. He turned around and went backwards down pit road. I guess Cindric had like 2 flat tires. It looks like Almirola's only got, what, 1? The right rear.
He said on the radio real quick, there's no way I can make it around the racetrack with this damage.
There you go, another driver just losing.
Turn 3 again.
All by himself, round.
And Jeff Burton said they spun off a 4. What turn 4, Jeff Burton?
Steve, you mentioned it was golden for all those guys that pitted.
So this caution really doesn't affect anything. It just saves the guys that pitted 2 laps on their tires, essentially.
They were gonna. There's 2 things. First, let's talk about Eric Almirola entering backwards. I have no problem with this. I thought he done it at a very safe speed. I don't think he took anyone's danger, so I have no issue with what the 10 did. I'll be quite honest, this is a kind of an information rule that I'm not sure has ever been an issue because you have been normally able to drive these cars around the track. But yeah, it's your point as a driver, you get frustrated if you damage your car driving around, right? Yeah. So, you know, just because it's closed, that's a normal penalty. I don't think it'll be anything else.
I know, but we've had multiple cars spinning in the same position, having this same issue. NASCAR is absolutely going to have an issue with this. I just can't imagine them not saying, okay, look, we've had 2.
Well, it's NASCAR's fault for designing a race car that can't have a flat tire without becoming completely stuck.
And so
it's literally, how are you going to penalize them? It's your fault.
Pit road to get back going the right way.
I know they don't like you going backwards down pit road under any circumstances.
I'll be surprised if they don't.
I'd be making an argument and say, yeah, you're right. It was a commitment line violation. I agree. I agree. That's what I broke. That's the rule I broke. Yeah. I got it. Put me in cuffs. I'll go to the tail end of the longest line. My bad.
That's right. That's the penalty. Tail end of the longest line.
I'm a plea bargain to the least offense.
I understand.
But he was going to be penalized anyway because he came to pit road when it was closed.
Yeah,
so you can't get multiple. Well, you're going to get multiple penalties, but you only have to serve 1.
The point is all this to avoid dragging off the undercarriage of the car. That is critical. Your day is done if you have the same damage that the 2 car occurred being drugged by the record back to his stall. So this is to avoid. I'd take any penalty. I'd take a lap penalty, 2-lap penalty. I don't care. As long as my arrow's good and I can drive my car the rest of the day.
That's a nice paint scheme on Almirola's car. That's pretty sick.
Take a stand and I'll be surprised if they don't.
I'm used to his paint schemes kind of sucking ass, but that's a pretty good one.
Your tower has spoken. That right there is a commitment line violation. That's the only penalty. I think that is the right call, in my opinion, because that's what the drivers are trying to do. Now, listen, if pit road was full of cars, they might be like, hey, now, wait a minute.
Yeah, I mean, if it's under green, no way you come down pit road backwards. But hell, the caution was out. So
that was the 10 situation. But let's talk about the guys that kind of hit the scratch-off ticket right there. And it really starts, in my mind, with last week's winner, Christopher Bell, and right behind him, Ross Chastain. Ross started at the back.
Bell, Chastain, Bubba, Busch, all those guys that pitted.
Chastain came to pit road at lap 27. They knew that even if we ran green at lap 30, the caution would come out, and it would cycle hopefully to the front with everybody that comes to pit road. What makes this even better is now they didn't even have to run 3 hard laps on their tires. So now they pitted, and while they were on pit road, the caution came out. So they have brand new Goodyear tires. They're currently, 26th and 27th and 28th. You think that's going to be awful, but I believe the majority of everyone in front of them, there may be a few randoms that stay out, but the majority of the field are going to pit.
Did this force the hand of the 5 and the 9? So they couldn't play their own strategy even if they wanted to come to pit?
Yeah, that does kind of hurt them.
Larson might not have been coming the next time by, or Chase, because of
Larson's only got 1 win, so I guess he's racing for points. He probably would have taken the points.
They would have thought they had another lap to do it, but this caution kind of preempted their decision.
How hard do these top 4, top 5 guys run for the stage point?
Well, they won't have
stage over.
Yeah, it ends right here. So the stage win is going to go to Kyle Larson.
First thing Larson's won in a while.
Playoff point.
After last year, it's crazy that Larson only has 1 win this year.
Top 10 all the way down to Harvick. It's stage points. Larson, Elliott, Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Suarez.
I'll be right back.
The spin by the 10 that brought up the caution.
Who has the time on their hands to have that many bot accounts come to my stream? Because no matter how many I blot, there's just always more. And they don't do it every week, so it's clearly somebody. Because they don't do it all the time. And they only do it when I'm doing racing stuff. So, weird. YouTube. It's funny how YouTube will fix every problem except real problems like that. Dude, I saw like 10 minutes of Austin Dillon's reality show yesterday when I was waiting for the Xfinity race to come on. Holy fucking Christ, it's awful. Oh, there's my fucking remote. Durr.
And Kyle Larson winning that stage, saying, I don't have enough grip. I have to wait on the front end to turn, meaning it's tight. Crew Chief Cliff Daniels said, we're going to leave it this front since we're in clean air. It's doing that in traffic. We'll change it later. Marty?
Yeah, let's see if that loss of pit stall selection hurts Denny Hamlin here. He said they're going free in the entry of turn 1, tight everywhere else.
Great stop for Hamlin.
Too tight in the tunnel, lax grip, and one.
Denny Hamlin wins the race off pit road with a 10.2, waiting for that wheel to fly off. Oh, they say Larson. I thought Hamlin did. Larson by a hair.
And Larson coming on.
How close was that? Look how fucking close that was. But the leaders will be the guys who pitted before the caution. Will Power. Legendary middle finger giver, Will Power. Leader of the IndyCar race. Because IndyCar gets to be on NBC even though they don't get half the fucking ratings NASCAR gets. Make it make sense. I'm watching it right now during the commercial. They're side by side. IndyCar is literally only fun on ovals. It's like, it's weird.
Back at Iowa Speedway, where lap traffic has played a role, on board with Joseph Newgarden, who nearly got by Will Power for the lead as they were trying to deal with back markers.
They're only on lap 50.
21 champion Alex Below that the Team Penske boys just blew.
300 laps pretty long for an IndyCar race. So if the leaderboard is correct, I figure it would have updated. Harrison Burton, Joey Logano, Christopher Bell, BJ McLeod, Ross Chastain, Bubba Wallace, Cody Ware, Chris Buescher, Alex Bowman, Ricky Stenhouse, Austin Dillon, Tyler Reddick, and then you've got Kyle Larson all the way back in 13th. So 12 cars stay out. They move to the front. Many of them struggling.
This is America's loved free-to-play slots app. Visit goldfish-racing.com. Looking back at Noah Crankson getting ready for another restart, and Jeff Burton in the Toyota Camry car, on-track car, yesterday talked a lot about restarts.
Who cares?
Restarts are vital in Pocono. You gotta be aggressive. You gotta make something happen. You gain spots, you'll never get them back, and if you lose them, you might not ever get them.
What was with Jeff Burton's voice during that? Like, well, I'm here at Pocono, and my name's Jeff Burton, and I'm here to tell you. That's what he's talking like.
Look what happened when I picked this lane. Check this out. Look at all the room to the left of me and all
Wow.
to the right to me. I went to the middle of the race.
Come on, NBC. You're getting a little Fox Sports on us now.
And now I left all these options open for people to go to my left or my right. That's why in Pocono, if you're not
Pocono,
they're going to be eating you up.
We've seen it over and over. The cars fanning out as they go for each restart.
60 feet wide front straightaway is, and it is a huge opportunity. You have to be aggressive. You see a lot of guys do your late.
It's where these guys that ended up winning the stage or getting the stage points are really going to be unhappy. And this is where something shitty can really happen.
Yeah, and at the end of the race,
These cars are unstable enough as it is off of 3.
You really want to have that guy behind you committed to you, pushing you down into turn 1 and get you clear. And if he's not committed to, he's not a teammate, somebody that you know might be trying to make a move, you got to be defensive. And so yeah, it gets pretty busy as we go through stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. It's just going to get more and more intense on those restarts down into turn 1.
I want to remind you, Ty Gibbs making his first ever Cup Series start, subbing for Kurt Busch and 45. Listening to the radio, he's had 2 pit stops already.
You have the driver update too, where I can do different, get faster. Yeah, I think working a little bit more in the tube might help get going a little better if that tightness continues, especially as we tighten up. And then I think for me it looked like you were just uncomfortable in 3, kind of loose, borderline loose.
I'll tell you why he's uncomfortable. He's never driven one of these cars before. They're totally different.
And I've been watching his lap times, and around lap 18, lap 20, he's running as fast as everybody that's from 20th on back. I mean, his lap times and pace has really improved. Running 56.58 at the start of the race, and now he's into 56 flats. And that's fast enough to run just around 20 to 25th.
All right, so the field looks different. Let's talk about Harrison Burton.
So Logano's up front on a 2-tire stop
Christopher Bell. He was running
in the last stage. Everybody else is on 4 tires.
So he's now rotated to 3rd. How about our man Larson? All the way back there in 11th. Chase Elliott in 15th. Those were the 2 that were controlling the field. They pitted after the stage. We'll see if it hurts them on this restart.
Field going through the Geico.
And the green flag.
Harrison Burton first into the gas.
Stenhouse goes 3 wide. Kyle Busch fans out. Byron fans out. Stenhouse throws a ridiculous block on Kyle Busch. They're 4 wide. Oh, shit. Kyle Busch makes it through. Yo.
A lot of pace. Kyle Busch made a big move low.
Ooh. Oh, whoa. Bowman and Kyle Busch.
Contact with the 48 car of Alex Bowman and Kyle Busch.
So much going on, they can't show it all.
For Christopher
Bell going for the lead.
On the inside now, the 21, trying to take the lead away
from Harrison Burton. Christopher Bell's been good at Pocono in his Cup career. This place in Loudon, for sure, conveniently back-to-back on the schedule.
For Harrison, this is more than just the lead of the race. You know, on those old tires, clean air was a...
There you go, Christopher Bell takes the lead. Here comes Bubba to 2nd.
Unfortunately, he's going to lose it in the first lap. Hopefully, he'll get in line and try to mitigate the damage, but losing
Bell and Bubba.
Can be very costly.
Kyle Busch up to 4th. He's the best car that pitted
right now. He also stayed out.
at the end of the stage. Elliott is completely fucked. Larson's 10th. But Kyle Busch is 4th. So I think, oh, we got a wreck, 77. Into the turn 1 wall with the left rear and left side.
It looks like hard contact.
Yeah, it looks like a hard hit. We didn't see it, but we saw the aftermath.
Yeah, it's big contact.
Big contact. And we have a caution.
On this side, we can't see the right.
See, Kyle Busch on that 4 wide deal really made up a lot of ground on the inside. Ooh, yeah, left rear just popped on the 77.
Right rear tire maybe looks...
That looked like a left rear.
That right rear tire, guys. Or something.
Oh, good call, Junior. You're right, I'm wrong.
Come out of that right rear.
The tire looks good. It looks like there was a failure in the suspension back there or something.
Yeah, it snapped around quickly. Spire has gone through a lot of cars here recently.
Yeah, it's bad enough to be an underfunded team, but they've just had the shittiest luck.
And watch
Way to go, Chase Elliott.
rear.
Gonna put Spire out of business.
Smoke come out of it. Right there. And around it goes.
Now, Jeff Burton's here to tell you how this is all Ross Chastain's fault. Ooh, God almighty. That's worse than how Kurt Busch hit. And Kurt Busch got a concussion.
It is interesting. I mean, the tire looks like it has air in it, so it's like the smoke, like...
Boomers are on red alert. Bubba Wallace is second, following up his third-place finish from last week. And he's been top 10 all day before this.
Let go for Josh Baluki. He looked like he was nothing he could do. The only thing I have in the back of my mind was that also at the moment of the shift. Was that, we saw that with the 7 a week ago at New Hampshire. The 10 had some issues. We didn't hear that out of Josh Balicki, but in my mind, that's where the downshift would be. But I could, hard to say.
All right, go to commercial. I'm fucking hungry. There you go. I'll be right back. Oh my God, I have food. 'Tis a glorious day. Now you get to sit here and listen to me chew. Oh, that's good. Shake and bake pork chops. Now that you mentioned the sponsor, you're going to conjure him again. Or the guy doing it somewhere setting up more bots.
It's the biggest party of the summer.
WWE Super Slam. Oh, SummerSlam.
For the undisputed WWE Universal Championship at SummerSlam. Streaming live from Nashville Saturday at 8 p.m. Eastern only.
Fuck Vince McMahon and everybody defending Vince McMahon.
Paint scheme on the 7th of Corey LaJoy. And Corey LaJoy might be moonlighting in this area.
77 blew a right rear tire and wrecked.
Wait a minute! It's Corey LaJoy! He's got the belt over his shoulder. He's calling.
It's not a belt. It's a championship title. Boy, Vince McMahon must really be gone.
Guys,
They're going to get an email from WWE going, it's not a belt.
Sports Camaro this weekend in Pocono, but make sure you do not miss July 30th, SummerSlam, only on Peacock, because only one of these two guys is holding this here belt. Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar. Who's it going to be?
Bork Laser.
Listen to this crowd. The grandstands are shaking. The foundation is going to crumble.
And these pork chops are slapping, by the way.
He might be related to Roman. They look almost the same. Corey LaJoy again behind the wheel of the 7 and showing those SummerSlam colors. Welcome back to Pocono. Telecast presented by Brent Street. Parker.
Well, Rick, I just want to add on to that Corey LaJoie there with the SummerSlam on his race car. He brought that belt to drive.
Thought it was Summerfest. That's what Jeremy Piven called it.
The rest of the field, I didn't see a lot of drivers taking him seriously. Some were actually trying to steal it from him. So I don't know if it worked, but right now in 23rd place, he's been pretty happy with that race car. He was very optimistic going today that they could have a great day here with the strategies that come into play at Pocono.
Unfortunately, caution for Corey LaJoie's teammate, Josh Bilicki, in the Spire car. I question the shift. So as we go down there and look at his RPM, I see the jump of the downshift. It got down like 7,000 back to 75, so it looks well past the downshift. From that data right there, I'm willing to say that I don't believe that was a shifting issue. Now, I still believe something mechanically happened to that.
Brock Lesnar's going to F5 an entire race car.
Josh even said on the radio something happened, but I feel more comfortable that...
Like he did that shark in that commercial.
Hey, Steve, is there concern after the first stop of the day for Denny Hamlin and the race team? Listen on the radio.
Oh, what?
For sure, get all the wheels tight, right? Everybody's telling me they're okay.
Remember when I said I was expecting Denny's wheel to fly off because he had such a fast stop?
Well, I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but these wheels did look worse. The body doesn't look as bad, but the wheels look worse than the one this day of practice. So the steering is straight. I can't speak to camber or anything else like that. So I'll take it for what it's worth. Yeah.
So Chris Gabehart making a reference to the contact with the wall they had yesterday and comparing it to the contact with the wall they had today. So, Steve, that might indicate that Chris Gabehart may be a little more concerned. There might be more damage than they saw on the 11 car with the suspension.
Okay, so when he's talking wheels, he doesn't mean whether they're tight or loose. I know we had that conversation about the 77. What he's saying is when a car hits the wall, the body hits it, the tires hit it, but also the aluminum wheel makes contact. And that's really what gets driven into the suspension. So when Chris says the wheel,
aluminium?
That means the aluminum part of the wheel. We've all done
I'd like to see him suplex Logano and drop him on his fucking head.
Drive through, you hit the curb with your wheel and it mars up the aluminum wheel. Imagine hitting a curb that's 3 foot tall called a wall at 150 miles an hour. It damages the wheel the same way, so you then transfers that load into the suspension. We saw the two's toe link, The good news is you
I always wondered why UFC fans weren't more bitter towards Brock Lesnar. Because those fake wrestling guys they talk so much shit about, one of them went to UFC and became the world champion.
Busch, I asked him before he climbed in the car, what can we expect from you today? You're an aggressive driver, and he said, no, he won't be as aggressive as they've seen him in the Xfinity Series because he doesn't know these cars. He has so much to learn, and that was the focus here today. Billy Scott, the crew chief, echoed that, saying the first two stages are for learning. The goal is an uneventful race. So big day for this young driver. Junior Jeff, what was it like when you jumped in the Cup car for the first time?
Well, when I got in the Cup car, they ran the same tire.
It's going to take some time. WWE is not going to become great overnight. Because I'm not entirely convinced that Vince is going to be gone permanently.
Racket pinion steering. I know he's ran super late miles.
I'll be curious to see where WWE is by next WrestleMania.
And a low profile tire, really.
If Vince stays gone.
Completely different tire, but now you're also racing against a completely different type of driver too. These Cup drivers, man, they're tough. It's a whole nother step up. So great experience, great opportunity to learn a tremendous amount today.
And about ready for another restart here at Pocono.
Bell and Bubba on the front row.
Front. On the outside, it's Christopher Bell.
Kyle Busch in the second row, definitely going to be the man right here, I think.
And again, fanning out.
Bowman, Byron, Hamlin, Stenhouse. Everybody fans out. Chase Elliott, 4 wide.
Do they know
Woo-hoo.
Everybody kind of backs out a little bit. Now
Bell gets away with the lead, unmolested. Topical because of Vince McMahon.
Can't get through the gears. You see the momentum the top has.
Here's what I was thinking. Do they know if he's there?
Yeah, you hope they do.
Harrison Burton with a great restart there has moved back up to second. Bubba Wallace to third. Kyle Busch there in fourth.
Oh, got a wreck in the back. Another spin. Denny Hamlin.
To the tunnel turn.
You just went to the low side.
Better around this again.
Made it 3 wide.
All 4 tires are still attached, and all 4 tires look up on the 11.
Saw him jump out of line on the short chute.
So the tires look up.
Straight to pit road here. Straight to pit road.
Let's take a look, see here. So there he is. Gets a little help from behind, or nope.
Nah, hit the apron.
A little bit low.
Straddled the apron of the tunnel turn, spun out.
On the apron a little bit. Dewages the car. Got those bumps there as well that could have upset the car.
There's a great shot of it. Look how low he is right here. Left side tire, much less banking down there on that apron, and it's rough. You wonder if those two things collectively all got jammed up right here.
Well, after that radio earlier in all that conversation about wheel damage, you know, that looks to me like just an accident. I don't see anything wrong with the car other than they got two holes in the apron. You guys agree? I mean, I didn't see any smoke, any tires pulling the wrong way before he started to spin out. I think that was just a wreck, not a mechanical issue.
Back on pit road, the 11 of Denny Hamlin is running up front.
We love our new home.
It's got granite countertops, crown molding.
Whoops. Excuse me. The pork chops are so good. Must have been Chastain's fault, yep. Sure Hamlin's going to get back out there and take it out on him. Fucking Ross. Jimmy Johnson 5th. Is that on strategy or what? What's going on? Word. Denny Hamlin spun by himself in the back. Fucking Ross Chastain.
Is that what they said?
No.
Oh, I was hoping so. I like how everybody on the shit posting page is on the same level when they was talking about how many times are they going to say Todd Gibbs' name today? And then I was like, I'm just curious how many times you're going to hear Ross Chastain after he rubs somebody. And then somebody was like, oh yeah, Jeff Burton's waiting on that one.
Bubba's been running 6th or better all race, and he's 3rd now.
Is that? Okay, am I wrong? 3rd last week?
Yep. 3rd.
Bubba. Gotta get them points, man. He's got to win, though.
He's got to win. Points don't mean a thing.
Oh, they're under caution.
Yep.
What I missed, 12 laps? No,
42.
Okay, I was about to say, I know it's been longer than that.
Been a few cautions for guys just busting their ass. Finally saw somebody spin not off of turn 3 though.
Anybody hit the pit wall?
Almirola almost did.
How many times have I seen Almirola spin out of a corner and just kill the wall?
Cindric bounced off the inside wall.
The thing he done at Charlotte. Toyotas look strong. Who'd you pick? I heard you bet on.
Larson and Blaney.
I'd be happy to see Blaney win.
Larson won stage 1.
USA is
especially now, I'd be really happy to see Blaney win. If he missed the playoffs, that'd piss me off. I ain't even a Blaney fan, and that'd piss me off.
It's going to make me feel some kind of way if Truex misses it. Because him and Blaney are both like 4th and 5th in points or whatever. I think Blaney's 3rd and Truex 4th in points.
Fans all over the place.
Truex has had his
Pocono,
time.
and fans, you can be a part of NASCAR America Motor Mouse.
No, that's
Monday and
weird.
Wednesday, 6 o'clock. You can call in 844 NASCAR NBC is the name. That's on Peacock. Also on Peacock on Thursdays, Dale Jr. Download.
The thing is, it's gonna have to be like an off the wall. It's gonna have to be like an Austin Dillon.
He's gonna come on the show Tuesday.
Spectacular.
Eric Jones.
Chris Buescher.
I read Twitter and found that out.
I'm actually wondering who is the bigger historian?
Chris Buescher or Bubba?
You or Mike Joy?
Mike. For that
Mike is?
Yeah.
Okay.
No question. By a long shot.
Hey, if you know,
Any car you got favored to win,
call in.
I will.
Kyle Busch.
You want to talk? I'm not talking to you, Rick. I talk to you all the time.
I'd say Larson and Elliott,
Your phone call. When all the
but
fans listening,
they got fucked on the restart big time because they played the different strategy and the guys pitted before the end of the stage got out in front of them. Kyle Busch had a great restart.
We have the top storyline yet. I'm sure there's more to come.
And I know a guy who's very familiar with Motor Mouse is on there quite frequently. Kyle Petty. Right now he's on the Peacock Pit Box.
That Kyle Petty ain't nothing but a motor mouth.
Denny on
So far, as we talk often pre-race. We see accidents coming out of turn 3. We see these guys spin.
That Kyle Petty by his damn self on the cock box.
We look at it right here. You see the 2-car of Austin Cindric just jumps out from under him. We heard Kevin Harvick talk about it. We saw it in practice. We see the same thing happen to the 10 of Eric Almirola, and we just saw the 11 car of Denny Hamlin spin across the tunnel. So it's been very, very eventful for some of our big drivers. Josh Bilicki here. Forgot about that one. How can I forget that one? Been very eventful for some of our standard or our
Denny looked like he drove too low.
He hit the apron.
While all this chaos has gone on, Todd Gibbs has gone about getting it done out there in a quiet way.
Well, at least the
and is
true
learning,
talent's
and little by
running up front
little
right now.
is moving up through the pack.
I saw Boomer saying Gibbs going to outrun Bubba today.
Learn.
Is he even running?
Got a lot of work today. No, because he's never driven these cars.
You feel comfortable, and that's what we're hearing also out of his crew chief.
I believe that. So, the crew chief's job is a lot of things.
Gibbs is getting steadily faster as the day goes on.
I think his number one job is to just be the general and set the overall tone and plan. And I think that Gibbs had this conversation. On the radio, we've heard he's asking the right questions.
I think it's weird
what they're doing. They're not panicking. There's 100% team actually going this race.
after
So,
Bubba and Bell
really
swapped
like
crews,
so
it seems
far.
like they're
They both started doing better. Yeah.
That's odd to me.
Boomers neglect to mention that it helped both of them.
Bell on the outside.
Oh yeah, Bell won, but people forget Bubba
Wallace on
Wallace
the inside of the
Yeah, they don't want to mention that.
They get the green flag and fan out once again.
God damn.
18, that M&M's number 18.
6 wide going into
Can he get all the way up?
Kyle Busch 3 wide for second. Ooh, Bubba up the track. Barely clear of Harrison Burton. You've never heard the end of that one.
Luckily, it's just Harrison.
Yeah, it's just Harrison Burton.
Willing to make
Oh, wreck in the back.
7 of LaJoy's around.
Corey LaJoy. Is this the fucking truck race or something?
Second Spire Motorsports
No
car is
caution?
now around.
Looks like no contact. All 4 tires seem to be up.
Well, at least Spire didn't lose that car.
Concern now, right? It's just the air in the tires to get
Yeah, just about now. Looks like we're rolling. 47.
You said it a couple
They say
times.
47.
Because the guys know they're there. It's been 2, 3, 4 wide, and you know we talk about spotters going down into turn 1.
So is Harrison Burton on the strategy up
turn 1,
there?
and then as you turn, you know, it looks easy.
He
on
pitted
TV 'cause
in the
you-
middle of the first stage and stayed out at the end of the stage.
I'm not sure what you can see down there.
Yeah, at that point, it's all on the driver.
Because I haven't seen him even show a hint of
Know
talent
where
yet.
everyone is and who's on your corner. And
Yeah, Harrison Burton's not a driver that flashes to you like, ooh, he can be good.
Down to green. I think there's
I
gonna
hate
be a
to
lot
say it,
of
I would rather
restarts
have Matty
because
in that
I think
car.
there's going to be a lot
It's
of
a
spin.
same thing.
We've seen it already. Not even halfway through
See him
stage
running
2,
12th or something.
and this is the 5th caution.
well, they're going to be a lot of restarts.
I'll give him a
Everybody's
break.
going to start
I
picking
gave
up
Cole
on what
Custer
Busch is
one,
doing.
but
He's
not
like
that
Ron Horday out there taking advantage of these guys.
It's a great reference. A great reference. So before the day.
Corey LaJoy, 4 wide. Goes down to 3 wide.
Got loose, got hit.
Yeah, he said it was Stenhouse's fault. Yeah,
That was just a stack up.
yeah.
Yeah, I call that basically a stack up, right? Looks like it
Thank
starts
you.
with the 7 getting loose.
Thank you.
Somebody hire this man.
It's like the 7 got into to McDowell. And
I'm
then
learning, Dale.
behind him, there was some contact.
You talk about still driving the car. There was a moment that
That your first holy shit they said what I said moment?
back right, and then
Well, look
didn't
at
get in the
Blaney
wall. So
chasing
this is some good
Suarez.
dirt track, a little
Smooth
contact, but they're
3
right
wide.
here. The wheels get turned left. Watch, that thing starts to go left, then it's back right.
You can see him on and off the brakes, too.
Oh, this would be a great view right here.
Contact there, and then Ricky behind
They're right back.
You middle. Keep going.
Harvick saw a hole, throttled up.
Air gun, motherfucker.
See contact there, and then contact there.
And then I think at that point, it seems like you're not trying to not wreck, you're trying to wreck as little as possible, right? Like not overcorrect, tear the nose off. You know what I mean? Like at some point you have to decide, okay, I have wrecked. So now instead of trying to save it, now it's like wall avoidance. You know, it's like,
At what point did he say, okay, I have wrecked?
well, it looked to me like at some point the brakes came on and he was like, okay, hands up,
Yeah.
this thing is wrecked. I'm not driving it anymore to save it. I'm driving it to save it from damage. I don't think anyone will come. I mean, we've been on the yellow for so long. This is a big step, though. All those guys trying to stretch fuel, get to a window, big help to them.
So, I called back. Same State Farm agent. Texted the next day. Same guy.
Is that even legal?
And get this. He remembered my name.
Of course.
Hey,
Okay, I'm back. I'm back for good. Yeah, I know Harrison Burton had the one really good year in Xfinity, but he's never once done anything on track where I went, ooh, that guy's going to be good. It's not like Ty Gibbs or Ross Chastain or even a dumbass like Noah Gragson where it's like he's stupid, but damn, there's something there. It's never been like that. He's just so unremarkable. He's just like his dad.
Well, I was about to say, they was talking about all these cautions are helping the guys. I feel like all these cautions are Harrison's dream right now.
It's fucking Bubba's dream. Hell, Bubba was up there anyway. He just chose to give up stage points to stay up front. But Chase Elliott's getting killed on these restarts. He ain't even made it back to the top 10 yet.
Who are the fresh guys starting it?
Well, the thing is, a caution came out with 3 to go in the States, so everybody's equal. Because the guys that had just pitted right when the caution come out didn't have to run any laps. So everybody's equal. So what you see is what you've got. Nobody has an advantage. Logano took 2 tires, and he's fucking dropped to 10th. So he was the only one that took 2.
Bowman not?
Yeah, Bowman's having a pretty decent day.
Talking the shit out of him for 2 weeks. Come on, Bowman.
Yeah, whoever's running the bot is really on it today.
Oh, yeah, my bad. I meant to turn my bot off.
It's obviously somebody doing it. To have that many is that consistently, and only when I do like NASCAR streams, it's like somebody I pissed off or something. Nixon, is that you?
You should hire a moderator.
I really should. Who wants to be a moderator? I don't trust nobody to be a moderator. Michael could be, but Michael's busy. He's watching golf, watching IndyCar, watching NASCAR, gambling. Well,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Other than Michael, I don't know that I would trust anybody else, to be honest. It is a tedious thing, though. But for your stream, it probably wouldn't be too bad. You just wouldn't be paying attention.
I've never once had to kick anybody off a stream for being a douche. Harrison Burton at best can hope to be his father, but without all the rain-shortened wins.
Access to NASCAR Scanner for only $2.99 per month. You can listen in on the pit strategy and spotter communication and crew chief calls. Log into the app to use on mobile devices. Visit NASCAR.com/scanner. NASCAR Cup Series racing from Pocono.
I would trust Michael to be a moderator.
Res Tree. And let's get a few.
I trust Chris to be a moderator.
We'll start with Kim.
Christopher Bell running in that first position right now, and after their win last weekend in New Hampshire, their plans have dramatically changed, according to crew chief Adam Stevens. He told me before the win, they didn't have a clear direction. It was, oh my gosh, we need to win versus scoring points. Now, they're not trying to cover multiple bases, so their focus, getting those playoff points. You do that by winning stages and winning races. Bell currently in the first position ahead of Bubba Wallace, Parker.
Again, for Bubba Wallace, who's in P2, but elected the outside here on this restart. I had a funny conversation with his spotter, Freddie Kraft, about that sight line down to turn 1. He said, I was trying to explain it to Bubba a couple years ago, so he came up on the spotter stand and watched.
Ross Chastain's about to accidentally wreck Bubba.
You can't see anything down there. Since then, he knows it's on him down to turn 1 during these crazy restarts. So
Bubba's using Kurt Busch's crew today. They figured since Kurt's not here, put the crew with Bubba.
This strategy's worked out pretty well.
And give fucking Ty the half-ass crew. Because what's he need a crew for today?
Connected to the window at the end of stage 2. They will have to stop one more time here.
Got a concussion.
For your money, Junior's exactly right. 2 restarts ago, Kyle Busch was in the 6th row. He restarts 3rd. Keep an eye on that 18.
Difference in this race right now was the restarts Kyle Busch had compared to Elliott and Larson. The inside line actually worked out for Kyle. I didn't think it would. But you just get in that top, you got nowhere to go.
Everybody up on their feet for this restart.
Ross, take him 3 wide. And what a push from Ross to Kyle. Blaney's the first to jump out and go 3 wide. Yeah, everybody behaved themselves.
5 or 6. So far, everybody in the second, third
Ooh, Kyle. Clears Bill. He checked out to a 3-second lead when he had the lead early in the race. Larson only got like 4/10 with second lead because Chase was right on him.
Oh, Ross and Kyle.
Down the back straightaway.
Kyle Larson on the outside here.
They go through there so tight.
So tight.
Right there in that great battle.
Ooh, Suarez almost got spun.
The 99 way down the racetrack. Coming out of the tunnel. Suarez.
It looks like me flying by the slow cars in the game.
Oh, up the racetrack.
And Ross just ran Larson a little wide there in the middle of 3. And Larson chased him down to the inside wall on the front stretch here. Larson's going to take that draft and stay in front of Chastain. Ooh, damn. Yeah, it's Truex.
He definitely clears Chastain.
Chastain loses a bunch of spots. I just trained around him on the outside, and Truex went to his inside.
Chastain loses several spots through that exchange.
Ross is like he's got a parachute hanging out of his car. Big shove from the 48. Ooh.
Yeah, Harrison Burton starting to fall back just a bit.
No kidding. Uh-oh. Ross and Harrison, nose to tail. This is where we get our dream scenario.
Chris Buescher, former winner here at Pocono.
Not missing anything up front. Kyle Busch is checking out like he did early in the race. Kyle checked out. He had like a 3-second lead. Then Cindric spun and there was a caution. And then Kyle blew turn 1 on the restart and Chase and Larson took off.
Be ready for me to do that all day.
Bell ain't letting him run away.
Man, Austin Dillon running 27th. Good content for his reality show that nobody watches. Like I said, I saw 10 minutes of the Austin Dillon reality show. Never again.
Track has really made it racy, very wide. A lot of different options for guys to go around in the corner instead of one single groove.
Horse 4 laps.
Look at that move on the outside. It's an aggressive move.
Tyler Reddick in the 8th, making the move on the outside there.
You don't expect your spotter to come over the radio, Jeff, and say outside in the tunnel turn, do you?
No.
No.
Powered it in there.
No.
Now looking to the inside, we see.
Why was the first stage so short and the second stage so fucking long?
As well. Harrison Burton falling back quickly again. He was on pit.
Remind us again, Harrison Burton falling back quickly.
Jeff Burton's about to hit you with the Ned Jarrett in about 15 laps. Harrison Burton there running in the 24th position.
Back to 15.
Tell Ned Jarrett he's talking about Dale Jarrett early in his career.
This group.
See Buescher in the Ford Performance camera here. If you get a run down the straightaways, he shifts into high gear. Peaks a little bit to the left. Won't have really an opportunity to make a run.
Yeah, Michael, Austin Dillon's reality show pretty much sucks ass, but I knew it would. It was fucking just cringy. That was the most cringe-worthy 10 minutes of my day yesterday. And I work in retail. That says something.
Suarez trying to get underneath this 17 car. Buescher.
I don't know if that mirror would help me or distract me, because watching right here, I'm looking at the mirror.
That mirror looks very, very useful.
It's definitely a nice tool, especially if you're trying to block or take the air from the guy behind you. This is as much as you need. This is great information you're seeing in the mirror. You see him go high, you go high.
So I probably call him the wrong thing. It's really a rear view camera, I guess.
Yeah. Big run tonight now. Watch him. Will he go low? Got a side draft. Now he's on the inside. That gives you a reference to see that the guy is there. What a great shot.
Suarez trying to get by.
Now Buescher's going to pass Suarez.
12th spot.
Hey, it's that thing Buescher should have done at Sonoma. Ooh, they touch. Touch. Hit.
Drive underneath you with a tunnel turn. He just can hang tough right there. Look at Suarez using that apron right in the middle of turn 3. Trying to get the car to turn. Buescher not giving up.
And look how tight they have to get to make the side draft actually work. We've seen.
I don't know, Chris. Total Divas actually had some good episodes. I'm not even kidding. Because he said Austin Dillon's reality show was like that WWE Total Divas. No, there was actually some good episodes of Total Divas. Ones that had like Daniel Bryan and John Cena in it. They were really funny. And the Usos.
It's really interesting watching those guys run side
Austin Dillon's reality show is probably like
it's fucking horrible. Like I said, I saw 10 minutes of it and was like, Jesus Christ.
Marty.
Hey Jeff, I think teams are quickly realizing.
Bubba Wallace still third.
Position race. Chase Elliott.
I'd just like to remind you, Joe Logano's 2-tire strategy clearly didn't work.
Next in time, and it took him a little bit longer. Lost 4 spots. Restarted 15th. They've gone nowhere. He's sitting in 14th right now.
They've gone nowhere. Sounds like the story of Harvick's last 2 years.
Anything you can do to get me my track position back, I'll take it. We need it.
Sad to say, the last 2 years late in the season, Kevin Harvick made some latter-day Jimmy Johnson driving decisions. Choking in the chase at Martinsville cost him a championship, and then blowing it at Charlotte last year when he got scared of Chase Elliott.
That was the funny one.
Making mistakes that Harvick usually don't make.
Fuel tank back there in 11th, 8 seconds behind the leader, so he has the option to pick.
I saw yesterday somebody called Haley Deegan female Riley Herbst, and I was like, God damn. I'm like, I hate to say it, but I think that's kind of accurate. Female Riley Herbst. Joey's letting the 43 go. Look at that. Or is he trying to pit? Oh, yeah.
He's made up a
Joey pitted way early in the first stage, and they only took 2 tires, so
Eric Jones made the 11th spot.
I'm not surprised to see Joey go ahead and giving up and pitting.
Turn 3 will come to the service.
I like that car. I know everybody was hating on it, but I like it.
I don't like it just because it's Joey. I can't
cars, but the anxiety is building for those crew chiefs because now a yellow gives track position to Logano.
Yeah, Chris, that's how Austin Dillon met his wife. He saw her win the Kentucky Derby.
This is the strategy that Paul Wolf said.
Trash on the grill of the 20.
Talking about it a moment ago with Harrison Burton.
Hopefully it runs hot, and he's got to let the 23 go by and get into second and really drive the Boomers crazy.
Has not been great today. Joey saying, I have absolutely no grip anywhere. Look at that wet.
Unless your name's Ryan Blaney, if you're in a Penske car, you're not having a good day.
Yes, they can make it.
Blaney was top 5 first stage.
Way back at lap 10, Steve.
Well, now the real question is we see Kyle Busch going down the front stretch, Joey Logano leaving pit road. All right, he's going to be safe. He's going to definitely stay out the lead lap. These new pit stops change a lot. It also changes when you can. No more tankers this time by, though, so I think we're going to have a little bit of break in pit stops. Harrison does, but he's the only one. Everyone else is going to stay out, so we'll see if Harrison.
Busch, Bell, Bubba, Larson, and Byron.
Well, I'm not 100% sold yet.
Maybe that's why Austin Dillon doesn't like Brad Keselowski, because Keselowski beat Austin Dillon's wife in the Kentucky Derby.
Gibbs is running with Cody Ware.
Fucking Cole Custer. Cole Custer got out qualified by Josh Bilicki. And where's Custer running right now? Fucking horribly.
Yeah. Bubba pitting.
Bubba to pit road. This makes sense. It's about halfway through the stage, so.
He's in a good spot to pit, too.
And Harrison Burton pits. All the short pitters from the first stage are pitting now. These other guys won't go much longer. They can't because of the tire disadvantage.
So the pit stop could get Bubba the lead.
Could. They nail it. Which I don't see how you're going to beat Kyle Busch when he pits.
The only person that ever beats Kyle is Kurt.
Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin's pit crew. But obviously Hamlin's not a factor now.
Denny the best pit crew, without a doubt. All the Gibbs guys are good, but that was a good stop for the 20.
Noah Gragson and Todd Gibbs running 27th and 28th, picking up where they left off yesterday, only 25 spots back.
Oh, speaking of Noah.
And they cut to Noah's on board right then because they're running together.
Well, Harrison Burton, Noah Gragson.
Golden Corral commercial looks fucking good, by the way. Alex Bowman to pit road. Larson back up to third.
Just give me a top 10, Bowman. You got to worry about points a little bit.
Yeah, if you've just got one win, you actually have to start worrying about points now. They were talking about that, a whole segment in the pre-race about Suarez, Cindric, Briscoe, Bowman, Larson. They all got to worry. Because Larson's pretty good on points, but he's below, say if Truex or Blaney wins, they're ahead of Larson. So that would knock Larson down even further. So if you just got one win, you still got to worry.
Do what Joey's been doing. Comes Bowman.
Can Kyle Busch finally win a race on merit and not back into one like he accused the 48 of doing? Like I said, I thought that was a bit fucking rich considering Kyle hasn't legitimately won a race in 3 fucking years without backing into it. Bird, these cars are so much worse than dirty air. Michael McDowell, who spends a lot more time in dirty air than Kyle Busch, said that's a lie. He said it's not true.
On Twitter and answer their tricky trivia questions using.
It's like I'd take Michael McDowell's word on dirty air over Kyle Busch's.
For a chance to win big.
Speaking of McDowell, he's not having a great day. He's cooled off. His little hot streak's over, I guess.
And a couple guys come to pit road, Steve.
Yeah, we mentioned there's going to be a big variety. So right there is the 18, Kyle Busch leading the race. Let's go play
Joey,
him. Cars that are barely.
I think Joey will stay on lead lap. But if I'm Kyle, I'd run hard to try to get to him.
This is a strategy call, much like the 21 of Harrison Burton. So those two had to come, but a little bit of an aggressive call for the 48 of William Byron. I'm getting my name.
They showed a football commercial earlier.
Had to come Alex Bowman because it was a
Showed a Rams-Bills commercial.
So the 48 right here also came to pit road. I like this call to be aggressive, and much like the 48 and 23 of Bubba Wallace. So we always talk about, hey, get me some track position, do something different. What does that mean? This is what it means. The 48 didn't need fuel. So, Greg Ives called for pit road, said, man, hopefully we'll get yellow, we'll circle to the front. Same thing for the 23 of Bubba Wallace. So, two cars paying off the strategy they kind of were already married to. Booty Barker right here, crew chief of Bubba Wallace, he says, you know what? I'm going to give my guy a chance. We got to win to make the playoffs, so I'm going to not even a Hail Mary.
Waiting for the boomers to say Bubba abuses the handicapped because he talks shit to Booty Barker on the radio.
We hear that all the time. Guys want to get off sequence.
Kevin Harvick to pit road. Mr. Irrelevant himself, Kevin Harvick.
Now, maybe I knew that he was dreaming about coming to pit road as long as the 4 of Kevin Harvick parked.
Byron should have won me money here last year, but run out of gas. I'm still not over it. Certain races I'm still not over losing my money on. 2020 Southern 500 when Truex wrecked Chase when I had could have won like $25. Then last year Byron at Pocono.
10.5. So now, what are these teams warning? Well, here's really the best way to think about it at home, right? There's 34 laps to go on this stage.
This is the part of the Pocono race that everybody hates, when the strategies are all fucking upside down and whoever's running where, it really doesn't matter where they're running.
Larson.
Bill Larson. I'm assuming Elliott will come in this lap as well.
Man, because I'm going to lose 7, 8, 9 spots. So everyone else's call is driving the decisions up and down.
Suarez pitted.
And Kyle Larson there in the
yeah, Elliott pitted, like I said.
A little bit loose. It's going to be 4 Goodyear tires for him as well.
Make it harder on him.
Bell there on the bottom screen. He said it's just a little bit tight. He needs to be
Larson going to beat
pressure adjustment, Marty.
Well, it was close.
Here comes Chase Elliott down pit road, who has requested a little track position from his team. Let's see if the pit crew can deliver here. Daniel Suarez leading pit road as well. Going to be 4 fresh Goodyear tires, Sunoco fuel for Chase Elliott, and a quick stop so far for that 9 bunch. Leaders are expected to come this lap too, including Kyle Busch and his teammate Martin Jr.
The other advantage of pitting without needing 17, 18 gallons of gas is these tire changers are so fast. In 9 or 10 seconds, you can only get 13 gallons or so in the car. So if you need more...
I was so tired when I came home from work, I turned on my PS5 to do the money thing in GTA and then just turned it off. I was like,
done one. I got up and I done one this morning.
And then I'm sitting here watching YouTube and I blink and another video's on and I realized, oh, I've been asleep for like 20 minutes and the race is about to come on. I was like, shit.
Where you got to return to the racetrack, you don't want to be in traffic. Kyle Larson putting the pressure on.
Larson driving in on Bill.
Give me that spot.
You got to get it done when you can get to him, you know how hard it is.
Announced this last week, Driver of the Year for 2022. So congratulations to Kyle Larson.
Austin Dillon, 10th.
Still out front, it's Kyle Busch. Truex Jr. running in the 2nd spot. Ross Chastain.
They can show a thing on his reality show. Oh, he's in the top 10. Yay!
The top 5.
They had a storyline on his reality show. They were showing the Vegas race from this year, and Austin Dillon was like, I could become one of the only drivers to ever win at Las Vegas in all 3 series. It's like, oh yeah, he's right. But of course you're never going to do it because you're not going to fucking win a cup race.
We talked about Logano. He was on pit road.
Because he won a truck race there, he won an Xfinity race there.
Kyle Busch will have to pit.
Kyle
if you have him, if you don't get a caution,
no.
He'll be okay. But Joey Logano does not have.
Actually, maybe he has.
Expect you would have.
Yeah, I think Kyle did because he's won. I think he won a truck race. He might be missing the truck race, but I feel like he won the truck race at Vegas. Who gives a shit? Who can remember what truck races Kyle won because they don't fucking matter? Just like I can't remember the Xfinity races he won because they don't fucking matter.
Dump that motherfucker.
And here comes Kyle to pit road. Remember when I said he should drive hard and try to lap Joey? He was there, and now he's got a pit.
That's bad. He was pitching.
Yeah, Joey had fresher tires. Yeah, shows you how off Logano's car is today.
Well, I can't imagine how tough that entry is to come on the pit road from 170 plus miles an hour all the way down to pit road speed.
Hope you speed.
We talked about bringing in Kyle Busch a couple of laps sooner, but they are so happy with this race car. Kyle said, I may be a little free on the exit of 2, but really that's it. Very happy with that.
So Kyle's not complaining.
Also, Chris Buescher having a nice solid run inside the
Yeah.
top 10.
The only way they're going to lose is to get
stuck in third gear.
Get fucked up on pit road or so. Hell, that didn't even stop them last year.
Kyle Busch has been so quick here this afternoon.
All right, cycles out. Left side of the screen, you see the 20 and the 18. I call them the dancing ants on the track.
Look at that. Bubba.
Bubba Wallace also. Bubba Wallace has service on his car, and that's the difference. You know what can make a big difference?
Bubba going to cycle through to second?
Two other cars.
Bubba
got the 23.
Yeah.
You know, look at the two slower cars in between them. Now, Kyle could go through the tunnel without pressure on it from the car that's already on his speed. So Bubba Wallace gained a little bit. If you see
Now I figured Kyle will just stretch it out even further. Of course, like we said, Truex, Reddick just pitted. Truex, Blaney, Jones, Hamlin, Briscoe. Bunch of cars ain't pitted. Like 19 cars haven't pitted yet, almost.
So no surprise. Kyle Busch so good at getting on and off pit road, and now we have Tyler Reddick into pits, Marty.
Boy, it's been a solid day for Tyler Reddick, really coming up through the field after starting a little bit further back today. Maybe one of their best Pocono runs ever. Left him out a little bit longer. Randall Burnett told me all about execution. A clean stop for the 8 Parker.
I always like his team.
Very happy that 14 cars, 4 tires for him, and feeling he's away from pit road.
We talked a lot.
It's okay, Briscoe's going to win next week again.
Out of a 45 car with concussion-like symptoms, puts Todd Gibbs in the car. What is going to be his biggest challenges? Well, he's going to have to learn the car, but how about this? Not a lot of green flag pits.
You know that car's not meant to be black. It's like it's the backup car. They just slap McDonald's decals on it.
Has such good brakes.
But I'm like, damn, it actually looks cool.
Him on the side.
He's in
It
the
looks
first
fucking
pit
crooked
stall,
as hell.
coming on the pit road, so getting to pit road will definitely be a challenge for Todd Gibbs, something I don't
Austin
think he was ready
Dillon,
for.
fifth.
Somebody said Gibbs should have all 4 of his cars run the same paint scheme in the same race.
Have not been happy with this
I
race.
think NASCAR's a rule. It's like they have to have different colored roof numbers if you do that. You can run the same paint scheme, but you got to have different colored roof numbers.
Brad and Busch are done.
They have not been able to get it turned. So you see 4 tires, he's away.
Almirola's paint scheme's nice.
Well done.
Got a good look at it when he spun out earlier.
Getting service done on his car now on pit road. Ryan Blaney cycles up to the lead.
How's your abacus working, Rick? You got all this figured out?
Let's listen in to Denny Hamlin's radio communication.
All right, 19 green, 20 to go on our strategy. Not many on it with us. I like how this will play out.
Lap 69 coming.
So that is Chris Gabehart telling Denny Hamlin we're going to run this.
Stanley, I don't know if I take that top 5 bet on Bowman. I think he's top 10 potential.
Oh, they're pitting with 7 to go in this
out. Chris Gabehart could be right, but boy,
Damn,
they're in the danger zone right now. Caution comes out, they lose all.
I've been in the danger zone.
They're going to lose track position to everyone that has pitted. And the other thing is, I imagine if they're going
Quit, we need a caution for Austin Dillon's reality show because it would greatly benefit him right now.
laps are, but is it going to be a flash of gas?
Actually, it will hurt him.
Then you would have to come back to pit road, or they have to
They can get a whole episode out of him and Todd running 4th and 5th in the middle of a strategy race.
haven't showed their hand on what cards they're going to play when they do come down pit road.
I'm going to tell you who's showing his hand on speed all day long. Eric Jones was fast in practice yesterday. Had a really bad qualifying run. Not qualify they wanted to. Had to start in the back. And he is driven through the field. And I know we're in the middle of pitch strategies and all those kinds of things. But
Stop the race. I'd win $32 right now. Because Blaney's leading.
Get a win if the strategy plays out. If he were to get a win, imagine what that does to the playoff standings. Keep your eye on this guy right here. Tons of speed. A lot of green.
Dude, I feel now, after I've eaten, I feel like I did earlier when I was trying to stay awake for the race. I was like,
That's how I felt like that ever since I've now.
I'm so mad because I slept good last night. Didn't work hard today. I was just bored to death. Couldn't fucking wait to get out of there.
Y'all was probably slow.
Oh, it's always slow on Sundays. Right when I left, it was starting to get busy because all the idiots that still go to church were fucking coming out. They must think I'm a filthy sinner working on Sundays. How you going to go to church when you're working on Sundays? I'm like, man, I wish I still could lie and say that I was going to go to church and not have to work Sundays. Maybe one day I'll pull that out of my ass and just flat out lie and be like, yeah, I started going to church with my nephew. I can't really work on Sundays. If I'd gotten this job like 10 years ago, I could have lied and told them that.
Oh, we're back on NBC next week.
Well, that's good.
I'm not excited that Richmond's coming.
Austin Dillon's been trash this year, dude. He's been trash his whole career. Let's be honest. He's never been good. He's like the Brandon Jones of the Cup Series. That's how he got 3 wins. He has 3 little fluky wins.
We going to Bristol?
I'd like to, yeah.
Okay. Looking at the schedule.
Well, you probably can't afford to do a weekend anywhere, so.
Well, I mean, if I'd like to at Darlington.
You want to
just
at Darlington?
Because I feel like it's nicer to just, we don't feel rushed.
Yeah.
To do shit.
If we do, I'll buy your food.
I was about to say, I wouldn't mind going watching the Xfinity race.
I'll buy your food and put gas in the car.
You why don't you look up the the duo tickets? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I will.
Xfinity and Cup.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't mind doing that again. Because that's enough time to save extra money.
And we can do both at Charlotte just because we live here. So, Bristol is no way I can afford it. Probably neither of us, because just the Cup ticket alone is going to be over $100 for Bristol. Fucking hate that shit. Darlington and Martinsville and even Charlotte have affordable tickets. Bristol's like all of them.
Atlanta does.
Yeah.
When I looked at them earlier, which I mean, maybe it's just because it's hot as fuck, but the cheapest tickets was like $40 to sit in turn 4. Oh,
we got a battle for the lead with Blaney and Eric Jones. They're on the same strategy, so they are racing each other.
Eric Jones is 43. This is for the lead.
I know why he's fast, because they got caught cheating and they got that big penalty yesterday. Him and the 42. I wonder how 43 is so fast this weekend. Think about it. If you're them, it's like, fuck it, let's just cheat, because if we win in the car, if we cheat before the race and they catch us, and then we make the car legal and we win, we still win. So, fuck it.
And again, the penalty was the crew chiefs for both the 42 and 43 out. So Joey Cohen for the 42, Danny Eflin crew chiefing for the 43 now.
And I will tell you,
we are 7 laps from halfway. Goddamn, I want to go to bed. I might not play GTA till like after midnight. I might just go to bed after the race.
Down the pit block sometimes. There was something going on,
and then I can just fucking get up and round the clock, make the money. You guys might get another fucking 3 a.m. stream of me playing like NASCAR or San Andreas or something. I don't know, because I plan on going. If the way I feel right now, I want to go to bed after the race.
And simply enough, there's a restriction on the screen, but there wasn't enough air flowing through it, and I believe both the 42 and the 43 were too aggressive with the type of screen they used. It's clearly laid out in the rule book, and that was the penalty. So pre-qualifying, that's where the coaches were.
I knew that would happen. Yeah, Kyle's got a 4-second gap over Bubba, who would be second to him right now. Boomer would screenshot the ticket and go, look, Todd Gibbs is ahead of Bubba. Even though it was on strategy. And Jones, he leads this lap. Hamlin in third. You got a 3-car battle here. Same strategy.
Side by side, they come into one for the lead. Eric Jones on the inside. Ryan Blaney on the outside. Can he clear it? He
tight.
Up the racetrack.
Makes it work though.
I don't think Blaney was going to fight too hard. You saw back in turn 3, he had a big moment in the center of the corner. It was just a matter of getting down to turn 1 for him to allow the 43 to go through. Now Denny Hamlin.
How does Austin Dillon feel knowing he gets regularly outperformed by one of RCR's fucking knockoff teams, the 43?
Tires to get around the 12 car. Denny Hamlin trying to do the same thing here. So let's talk about this strategy, Steve, with Denny Hamlin and his race team. Chris Gabehart did tell Denny Hamlin we're going to come down pit road with about 8 to go. So at that point, we talked about them doing fuel only.
All that shit underneath this car got broke when he spun out early.
At that point in the road,
that's why his car is so slow.
Entire stop versus the rest of the field. Sounds like that would be the play to make here.
Yeah, people are thinking these guys are a stop behind. They're actually a stop ahead, and it starts with the race leader Eric Jones. Lap 47, Hamlin 43.
Everybody from 8th on up
Stenhouse
wants it to stay green.
Corey LaJoy, and listing all the guys that this is going to apply to, and basically they're going to run to somewhere between 6 and 3 laps to go in this stage. Come down pit road, put 4 tires and fuel on. When the caution comes out for the stage, they're going to stay out, cycle to the lead. So they really are a pit stop ahead of the rest of the field.
everyone has to make 2 more pit stops, so these guys are going to do it before. Now, the interesting thing is, will Blaney and some of these guys pit with them and try to jump onto their strategy, King?
Ryan Blaney there in that 3rd position. Glass stopped on lap 31. He asked, what are we waiting for? In fact, screamed it on the radio. That was about a lap ago. They said probably in 4 to 5 laps. So, Steve, if you're Jonathan Hassler, what is the wait for? What are you telling your driver when he's panicking, seeing everybody else
Austin
stop?
Dillon catches
you
me.
have to figure out exactly where you want to be in fuel windows.
I'd be really pissed with that.
How much fuel you're putting in the car. Ryan Blaney, I know he's
Blaney, I see why he wants to pit. You see how much time he's lost in the last 2 laps?
I don't believe is racing those 2, or like I said, he's going to try to flip over and jump onto their strategy. That's why he's going to try to run it out as long.
I could see getting past, but damn, he's completely lost touch with him.
That's why I love this racetrack. It can't be complicated.
And he is falling back towards Austin Dillon.
Options in your roadmap of strategy.
As a driver, though, Steve, I want to know, what are we doing? Like, I want to understand the strategy. I feel like I'm out there by myself. I know my tires are old. My car's not driving like it wants to. I see people passing me. Why are we doing this? I just want to understand. I don't want to make the call, Junior, but I do want to know why we're doing this.
Information is important to some and not to others. Jeff, for sure, I think you're one I would have to lay it out to. You know, you would want to know.
So Blaney has fallen back to 3rd. It's Eric Jones out front. Denny Hamlin up to the 2nd spot. And then Ryan Blaney in 3rd. Austin Dillon 4th. Ty Dillon 5th. Again, Blaney and Ty Dillon, they last came to pit road on lap 31, so they will have to come to pit road a little bit sooner than the other guys that strategy.
You mean Bubba's dad, Kenny, and his uncle, Rusty Wallace? His cousin, Stephen Wallace? Boomers be like, Bubba drives like his cousin.
That's what I was going to say.
If this goes green all the way, Bubba will be in 2nd place. He'll cycle through.
You can call it best strategy in the world. If your thing, if your car just
Yeah, Larson. So Bubba will be 3rd now. Larson just passed him.
Rossi, the house.
But right now, Larson and Bubba and those guys are hoping for a caution.
They're battling 14th and Kyle's 8th.
Yeah.
Kyle Busch, who was leading this race
7
when he came to
seconds
pit
ahead.
road. Now he's 17 seconds behind
Sorry,
the
guys,
leader,
Kyle's
running
got
in
a
the
7
8th
second
position. Now up to 7th. Just got by McDowell.
Brad Pitt.
Rick, I think everybody else in this field is starting to realize, Steve, what's happening. That, in essence, the 43 of Eric Jones, Denny Hamlin, Austin.
Don't forget about Rusty Waltrip.
Eliminated stops for the race because they just told Kyle Busch on the radio.
Be funny as hell to have another Waltrip
No
in the
saving,
series that
go as
wasn't
hard as you
related.
can right now.
Fuck.
Quick car, they're trying to make up as much gap as they can right now.
Yeah, if I'm the 18 team.
This is where Stages would piss me off on Kyle Busch because he'd have like a fucking 15-second lead if not for Stages. If this race just stayed green here in about 16 laps.
So fast. He's driven it all the way up into the 7th position.
Some races I wish, like that Darlington race at Truex won, that was one I wish there wouldn't have been Stages for. Just to see how much he would have won by.
Just to try to get on the strategy of these other cars.
Austin Dillon's catching Blaney.
But you know, it's easier said.
God, Blaney just fell the fuck off.
I'll tell you exactly when you should pit.
Well, I can tell you the end of the stages.
Yeah, okay.
The problem is once we get into stage 3, that final stage, I can't tell you when those cautions will come out.
Hey Ross, wreck Noah.
With all the strategy talk,
it's the same driver,
there's battles everywhere. Right here, Kyle Larson, the 16 and the 1, a heated battle. This is for 11th through 13th, basically.
Ross is like if you got
12, Larson 11th, Chastain 13th.
Yeah. Where's my brother in Christ, Ty Gibbs? He's 20th, okay.
Right behind Chastain, you see the nose of William Byron poking out. Oh, Chastain's going to get a move to the outside.
I can see Gibbs in that 45. That looks like a
guys right here.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Experience at the Cup level.
Before the Kyle Busch sponsorship deals fell apart, I said Ty was going to get the 11 and Denny was going to go drive for himself. But now I'm like, no, Ty's getting the 18 and Denny's going to stay on the 11.
I think he's just being really conservative here. You know, he talked about.
There's Ty Gibbs pitting.
Pit road.
Yeah, first green flag pit stop for Ty Gibbs in the Cup Series.
And a really good stop there. He's got the first available box. They told him earlier in terms of his braking, his brake pressure maybe a tick more than most of the guys. He has done that throughout the race. You see 4 tires, Sunoco fuel. He told them.
No, Kurt qualified. That's when he got hurt. Kurt got hurt in qualifying.
For your air pressure adjustment as Ty Gibbs
Yeah,
makes his first Grand Final.
Blaney's got to be the happiest man alive right now. Oh, he's going to speed.
Locking him
Ooh.
up a little bit, though. Slowing down.
Don't speed.
Get to pit road as quickly as possible.
He looked
Kim.
like he was speeding.
And it started to sputter, meaning they were starting to get out of fuel.
Now the Blaney like, you almost ran me out of gas for this stupid shit.
Complaint in the book. Loose in 1 and 3 on entry. Tight off. At one point he said, I'm just trying not to wreck this thing. 4 tires for Ryan.
And a slow stop.
Getting that fuel.
Oh, yeah, if I'm Blaney,
God, what was the fucking point of that strategy?
Tires quicker than you would put in your car. Got to slow down your stop.
Eric Jones still out front.
They were already just hemorrhaging speed.
Denny Hamlin running second.
Jones probably pit this time, I figure.
Ricky Stenhouse looks like he's in Austin Dillon's reality show.
Jones stayed out another lap.
Joey, you're getting outran by Cole Custer. Joey's 29th.
Joey'd be getting outrun by Josh Bilicki if Bilicki didn't blow that right rear. Bubba finishes third last week, best race of the year. Bell just happens to win at his best race with Bubba's crew. Well, looks like Bubba was the problem all along. It's like he finished third. Notice when he got rid of that crew, he had his best finish of the season.
They're running together.
Oh, Ty Dillon spins. Caution.
This is interesting.
Any day now, NASCAR. Put her out. Okay, there you go. We waited until about 8 fucking cars came down the fucking straightaway. Jesus Christ, Nas, throw the fucking... When somebody is stopped in the middle of the track sideways, throw a fucking caution. That is so stupid. They sat there and waited. It was like, okay. And you see cars swerving at high speeds coming off of 2. So this is interesting. This is not good for Eric Jones. It's not good for Hamlin or Austin Dillon or Stenhouse.
Lost it. Right in front of Blaney.
And then NASCAR said, well, let's let him gather it up.
Wait for it. Wait.
Don't worry. Ty Dillon's going to be around for many years to come because he's going to get the 8 car. You know he will. Dude has like 1 Xfinity win. That's it. He was full-time in Xfinity for years and won once. He's a nice guy. Ty Dillon is actually a likable member of that family.
So he's a personality.
Yeah. Ty Dillon's a good dude, but God, he sucks. It's all the boomers that talk shit about Bubba. They had to put Jeffrey Earnhardt in that 8 car when Reddick goes. Yeah, I put Jeffrey Earnhardt in that 8 car. Why?
Earnhardt.
Because he had 1 good run at Talladega and Xfinity.
I was happy for him.
Me too.
Only because of Larry Mack.
Yeah.
Larry Mack was the only person that I was like...
Yeah, I was more excited for Larry Mack than I was Jeffrey Earnhardt.
Go Larry Mack.
You're watching the M&M's Fan Appreciation 400 telecast presented by Brez Tree.
Even though that 3 cars probably cheated up a little bit, I wouldn't have that.
42. Ty Dillon goes around in the tunnel turn, just right down there next to the apron.
I like how the shitty old scoreboard's still over there from like the fucking 80s.
At least they put DoorDash on it now.
Oh, yeah.
Or did they have DoorDash before?
Tires and expected the car to stick, and it just didn't.
How's an Xfinity
All right,
car? The back
Steve,
end would be
after all of that strategy talk we had, who's in the best position?
Ryan Blaney's in absolutely the greatest position.
This worked out for Blaney ultimately. He got lucky.
Stay out and still pit.
And every other competitor knows it. This is
I don't know. You're gonna lose so much time on that restart.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr., your top left, just reporting a little tighter this run than the last
Kyle
one.
Busch pitted.
4 tires. Sunoco.
They have a lot more cars pitted than I thought there would be.
Just to free him up, Austin Dillon also tight. 4 tires. Sunoco fuel for him. Parker.
And at the bottom left of your screen, Eric Jones pit out of the lead there, just low overall grip.
Is Kyle?
Yeah, he pitted.
And we're going to wait on the fuel to get that thing as
A lot of guys pitted that I didn't think would pit.
9.7 for Denny.
Kyle Busch wins the race off pit road. Ross Chastain, Eric Jones, William Byron, Hamlin, Larson, Suarez, Bell, Truex, Elliott. A lot of guys must have had bad stops because look how many spots a lot of guys gained. And of course, a lot of guys did stay out here.
+6, +7, +6. Well. Now we get to see if Eric Jones is actually fast. He can outrun Kyle Busch.
So it's Jared the Iceberg said, how the hell is Ty Gibbs in his first Cup race outrunning Cole Custer?
I agree. Before there was a Chiefs dynasty, there was Jamal Charles.
According to MRN Radio, Pocono is a scalene triangle, which is a word I've not heard since like 10th grade, but it's a scalene triangle. Geometry is cool, said no one ever. I like how the NFL is allowing alternate helmets this season, and teams are going crazy with them.
Dude, the Bengals,
Yeah.
those white helmets.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I just saw the Cardinals black ones and the Bears orange ones. And the Falcons are bringing back the red ones for the throwback uniforms
The Patriots.
when we're losing by
Didn't the
35.
Patriots get an old one?
Yeah, Patriots brought back their 80s uniforms, the red ones with the white helmet and the Patriot creepy looking dude on the side. A lot less creepier than the fucking butt pirate that the Bucks are bringing back this year. I think the Bucks are bringing back their orange ones.
So I'm looking at a ranking list for the best alternate helmets, and they gave the Falcons number 1.
They're pretty sweet. Jimmy Johnson 7th, 70. Let me flip over IndyCar race. I don't know why I've not been doing that.
Is called the favorite by several coming into this weekend, and told me he was indifferent to the title. Tries to kind of wave it off, but Hitch, are you able to do that?
Jimmy Johnson. There's only 6 cars on lead lap in the IndyCar race.
Together a great car.
But they're on fucking NBC.
See, let me tell you, when the schedule came out,
Jimmy Johnson, first car lap down in 7th.
and saw a doubleheader at Detroit, he was smiling ear to ear.
Nobody in this field has more oval seat time than Jimmy Johnson. I can guarantee that.
You have a
Across the globe by the assassin.
Back to racing that people watch. Edgy.
This race is
On
called the
Wednesday, make sure to
M&M's
join
Fan
Parker
Appreciation.
Klickerman
Yeah.
for NBC
Oh,
Sports
it's
on
only
Sirius
2
XM
hours.
Radio. That's NASCAR Radio Channel 90.
Won the fucking Busch
Live
Busch
Wednesday
race.
at 9
Good
a.m.
at winning
Eastern.
them theme
We got
races.
Parker Klickerman joining the guys on the morning drive.
10 laps to go. Second stage, still a lot of racing ahead. 75. The field is starting to shape up.
Your leaders, Bubba Wallace, because Kyle Busch pitted.
The race.
Because remember, Kyle and Bubba were on the same strategy. Oh, yeah, Blaney caught a huge break.
Are you good with that? I am. Oh, yeah, I am. But our play right now is you just hang in there, get all you can. We're going to flip the stage.
Bubba's the leader. He don't deserve it.
All right, so last pit you see at 57.
I'm
everyone
happy
else
for
in the
Blaney.
80s.
I thought more guys would have stayed out.
Jeff, you wanted all the
Like,
information.
Bubba was the only one.
Gave Bubba. He
I bet
made
Blaney's
sure
crew
those
chief is
to
like,
go
let's see why
We're
we're
Okay,
waiting around.
Bubba and Blaney were the only ones that stayed out. I thought more would have stayed out.
Try to cycle it. My concern.
That's why I was so confused.
The cars at 84 are not coming at the end of the stage. I think drivers they're committed to their strategy, but the difference is
This is going to kind of hurt Bubba a little bit at the start of the next stage, though, like they just said. The guys that just pitted are probably just going to stay out.
or 20th. Where in the
So,
pack are you
I don't know.
screaming back at me saying, man, I need new tires? Forget that strategy. Let's try to make sure I don't wreck this thing.
I think it's definitely outside.
Maybe the tires will pay off for Bubba because he'll have like
Is coming back
10 lap
to
fresher
pit road
tires than
this
everybody
stage, and
in the next
those
stage.
are the cars that Bubba hopes to pass, but that's only going to put him, right around 50.
New Garden wrecked from the
Not
lead?
sure if that's going.
Hold on.
Look there, that seemed bizarre.
Let's listen. We're going to watch again, and let's just listen.
Ooh.
Motor let go. Not his fault at all.
I'm sick to my stomach. I
Well,
feel
this
like we
thing's
cursed
got
him. We
interesting.
literally went to break talking about how dominant he was, but through no fault of his own, a very clear failure.
Wow.
The one is
Position. Remember, he had the track position before, was running in the top 5 because
That's just foreshadowing for the Cup race.
but in that last run he lost.
Oh, yeah,
every
Bubba's gonna-
23 car lost position. So as you heard, Parker elected to put them once again in a good
Denny and Ross
position here. Hopefully, get
You got Ross surrounded by a lot of guys. He's pissed off. He's between Blaney and Hamlin, and he's got Kyle Busch to his outside. Is the Kurt Busch concussion serious? He said it doesn't seem serious. He says he thinks he'll bounce back in a couple of days. They were just playing it safe. You got to be careful. Not only rain, there's tornado warnings to the west, but he's going to have to pit at the end of the stage. So
He's come in before the end of the stage, or we think that's a strategy. Blaney, Busch, Chastain, Jones, it's go time. I mean, you guys are.
So remember how you said stay out and pit with 3 to go anyway? I guess that's what Bubba's doing.
I feel like that makes sense.
That's what I expected.
Because you're not going to go 20 seconds back and then have to
smooth restart there for Bubba. Like they said, he's going to pit in a few laps.
Away from the racetrack, these two are best friends. Right now, they're fighting for the lead in Pocono.
Look at space.
Good push from Kyle to Bubba. Don't miss this corner, Bubba. Blaney missed the corner. Oh, Chastain. Look at, wow, Chastain lifted for somebody. Ross Chastain lifted for somebody. That's insane. God, he's still, wow. Good God. That's why you don't lift.
Byron will fall back a bit now as the 5 of Kyle Larson is making the move. Here comes Eric Jones in the 43, trying to look to the inside for another position.
Then let Chastain get to the outside of him. Now he slides back in.
Kyle Busch to the inside of Bubba for the lead. Kyle's clearly got the best car here. No question.
18 easily clearing the 23, so Kyle Busch back up front of Pocono.
But I like Bubba Wallace trying not to contend as much.
And Bubba is on much older tires than even Blaney, who stayed out with him.
Bubba's done a nice job here on much older tires. It was unrealistic to think he was going to be able to hold on to this lead. Minimize the damage is his job.
I was as shocked as anybody that Ross lifted there. Ooh, damn.
Bubba slides up in front of the 23, taking his line away.
Damn, Hamlin almost put Eric Jones in the wall.
Harvick's on the outside wall off of 2. Jones fights hard to be able to take that position back. What a battle.
It's hard for me to think this is just the end of stage 2. I feel like
yeah.
Byron's going back into the picture now in that 24 as he's right behind the 11 of Denny Hamlin. Look at the inside. Yeah, here comes Ross Chastain in the 1.
Chastain from nowhere here. He hasn't been this good this whole race. And yeah, he lost all those spots when he let Blaney catch himself.
He was behind. He was in front of Willie.
It's hard to keep up with.
Damage it qualified for. He started in the back to fix that damage, and now he's got that speed back.
Jones on the inside of the 23 down there to turn 1. He's going to clear Bubba down in the corner here. Then he's going to go the inside of the 23.
It'd be funny if Hamlin wrecked his own car. I'd hate it for Bubba, but I'd laugh at Denny. I'd be like, you fucking moron.
Big run coming behind him from the 4 car.
You can't be frustrated when somebody's racing with you. Hitting each other.
Suarez got mad at Kyle Busch for just racing earlier today. I was totally confused.
Hamlin was down on the apron and slid. This time, no problems through there as Harvick looks to the inside. He's going to try to get by Bubba.
They were terrible in practice. You got to give a lot of credit. Rodney Childers and this whole team really worked on this 4 car for Kevin. He has a lot of speed now. Getting better and better throughout the race.
I asked Kevin this morning, what do you think you had? He said, I have no idea. Absolutely no idea.
You don't have to have the best car to win here.
Great shot out the back.
Right now, he's got the 6th place car. For Kevin Harvick, who's searching for a win.
Of a lot of places, of all the non-super speedway tracks,
to get to victory.
You don't need the best car to win at Pocono.
They've had an uptick in performance recently. Haven't finished worse than 12th in the last 5 races. And I asked Richie Rodney Childers, what do you owe that to? And he said it's a result of 100 different small things, including making the car better, but also Kevin getting more comfortable with this new car. He was one of the drivers, the veteran drivers, that struggled initially with this next-gen car, slowly but surely learning what to do.
Slowly but slurly.
Kim Kyle Busch out front, and we said before the last stop, he's happy with the car. We weren't kidding. Here's his only radio transmission to Ben Bayshore before the last stop.
1 is too tight off at 2. That's about it. Everything else seems pretty good.
So, Steve, as someone who listens to a lot of Kyle Busch radio, if you're Ben Bayshore sitting on top of that box and that's all your driver had to say during that last
Bubba's plan is to pit, but damn, they're losing a lot of spots.
Jeff Burke picked him to win the race for a reason. Comments in the media, more positive. Smile before the race, more positive. I think this is Kyle Busch's day. I think he's ready to put this contract conversation to bed. And the best way to get power back in
Bubba should be pitting this time because they're going to hit 3 to go here.
Two-time champion and 60 race
Ooh,
winner.
Bell loose under Suarez.
Business of racing.
I thought
That's
he was
all
gonna go
Kyle Busch can
sideways.
do as a driver in the race is go for the win.
He said in pre-race, the best
speed
medicine,
you lose.
win. And that's what he's trying to do here.
All right, as we come to 3 to go.
Here
this
comes
is probably
Bubba to pit
the moment
road,
you
I'm
see
pretty
Bubba Wallace
sure.
turn left to come to
Yep.
pit road. There you go. The question is, will he be alone? Will anybody else join him for tires? Most cars stay on
Bubba
the
is
track.
on my
So I
strategy.
think this is the
Yeah.
concern for Bubba Wallace. These guys that are staying on the track back here, they're not pitting at the end of the stage. We're just going to have to wait and see in 3 more laps.
How much are you? I can't wait to go to bed later.
He's still pretty tight in that race car. We're doing a good job on those old tires. It will be 4 tires and filling it full of fuel as they try this alternate strategy and almost a Hail Mary of sorts here on the 23
I'm on
team
the Hail
to see
Mary.
if they can get
I like
back to
some
the front here.
chaos. Slow ass stop. Wait for
See
that.
Bubba Wallace, big concern. They just don't want to have a penalty or lose a lap, have an issue. Look like a pretty clean stop.
Right now, it's not bad to have a slow stop because you're going to stay on the lead lap, and the caution's going to come out in 3 laps anyway. But yeah, they can't be doing that later. I guess maybe they were just making sure get the tires tight, get the car full of gas, and get it tight.
And it'll be interesting
Because a slow stop there is not going to hurt you. You're going to stay on the lead lap and get a caution here in 2 laps.
strategy is playing out the way that you talked to.
I would assume not. I think if
I
you
think
were
the only
gonna
thing they're
hit the stage,
questioning
you would
is
just
everybody
come back
will hit
through
at
like
the
Bubba Wallace did.
Yeah.
Is what they're talking about.
Some guys will. Most of the field probably won't.
Tucked up pretty close. There's another car. I think that's a 3 of Austin Dillon out of line. Yeah, the RCR cars running right there together. 13th and 14th. Good run for that group. If you look at the rundown, you know, Busch has a win. Chastain, winner. Blaney, no. Jones, no. Harvick, no. I mean, there are some concerns for the playoff picture inside that top 10. Some real names. Truex back
I'm
there
starting to
12,
think
so,
Harvick might sneak
you know,
in.
as we're closing in on the end of stage 2, all of those playoff predictions that we talk about, road courses in Daytona, well, why not Pocono? I mean, it happened last week with Christopher Bell in New Hampshire.
Harvick's outside of that playoff window right now, as is Eric Jones in the 43. So if either of those win, that pushes Mark Truex Jr.
1 to
out.
go in stage 2.
Mark Truex
Busch,
Jr. right now
Chastain, and
running in
Blaney.
12th position. Blaney also right now just in on points as he's under attack from the 43 of Jones, trying to take that 3rd spot away.
If something happened to Kyle Busch, I feel like Eric Jones would win.
Truex ain't gonna get no points.
Yeah, we've seen this multiple
Straight up, if Kyle Busch has a problem, Eric Jones is going to win.
Good momentum into the corner, though.
Who's below Truex?
Lady will
Harvick.
only
And Harvick's
outside.
6.
Yeah, Harvick's going to get some points here.
So
To be able to keep this
that's gonna
spot.
hurt Truex.
Side draft from the 43 is coming. Look how close they have to get. They have to be that aggressive to make it work. Like it has in previous years.
Where does Hamlin go? Who's he going to try to push?
Hey, Kyle Busch wins stage 2.
Off turn 3, and again, the win of the stage
In
goes to
dramatic
Kyle Busch.
fashion.
Photo finish for 4th.
Photo finish.
3rd, excuse me. Blaney gets it.
For that 3rd spot, and it
Nice.
goes to Blaney. Blaney
Yellow,
gets
blue,
Eric
yellow,
Jones
blue.
for the 3rd position.
points for
Hamlin is
Truex.
5th. Harvick, William Byron, Daniel Suarez, Chase Elliott, and Kyle Larson.
And from this point on, the race should be a lot easier to follow for those of you tired like me. I'm not bored, I'm just tired.
So I'm gonna go ahead and budget myself for Darlington. I'm gonna go ahead and separate my 2 different visits to Fats.
Well, no, I'm paying for Fats, remember, because you're doing all the driving and shit. Eric Jones on his radio talking about Ryan Blaney. Fuck this fucking guy. I wonder if Kyle Busch wins the M&M sponsored race, is he going to have anything good to say about him after the race, considering they're leaving at the end of the year, and that's why his whole career is in flux right now. We don't know what Kyle Busch's future is. Probably hit him with the, yeah, I'm glad these idiots are leaving. I think Harvick shit-talked Shell Pencil when they were leaving RCR to go to Penske. Pretty sure Harvick openly shit-talked them.
I think Apple. I think Kyle's going to sign with Apple. Where are they racing at in that IndyCar race?
Iowa. Let's see what's going on in IndyCar race.
So he can get after Marcus Ericsson.
Jimmy Johnson fifth.
Jimmy Johnson fifth on the lead lap with 48 to go.
To the low side, that is Graham Rahal on the high side.
Rahal's a lap down. Colton Herta running into 8th, trying to catch his teammate Roman Grosjean for a rookie at Iowa in Indy.
What a very IndyCar name that is.
He's having a terrific weekend, a really quick learner, and he loves this aggressive, almost violent ride around Iowa. He's got big, strong hands, and he is not afraid to put it right on the edge.
So all four of the Ganassi's were there running together, but Alex Palou is a lap down in that green and white Ridgeline car running in 13th.
And Grosjean made his oval debut last year when he was driving for Dale Coyne at Gateway. Another short track, had a really good performance for his first time on.
Jimmy Johnson's going to finish ahead of Joseph Newgarden. Therefore, Jimmy Johnson is better than Joseph Newgarden. You heard it here first.
First car on old tires, so he pits.
Eric Jones, did he pit? Busher pitted.
Good call, right? Because someone.
See, I said some guys would pit. Briscoe, Busher, and some
right,
others.
Exactly, and this also allows them to maybe have a shorter stop in this third stage here fuel-wise. So 4 tires, you see that adjustment in the right rear.
Got to pit one more time after this.
The call for Chris Busch coming down pit road. Yes, they pitted at lap 84, but you got to do something different. Meanwhile, for Joey Logano and Paul Wolf, man, it has been a struggle day with the handling of this race car. He has constantly said just absolutely no grip on the racetrack. Let's see if these 4 fresh Goodyear tires can help. How about that
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About 9 cars pitted there.
Tight there, Marty. I don't mind this car. You know, track position's good if you have it, but if you don't have it, how are you going to get it? Well, put some fresh tires.
We got to do when God hands Ty Gibbs.
My brother in Christ, Ty Gibbs. He is my brother.
The entire field wrecks on the last lap. That's the only car left.
Jesus rides with Ty Gibbs. Don't show Jimmy Johnson's on board.
The winner of this year's Indianapolis 500.
If he passes Scott Dixon, then he's better than Scott Dixon.
Yep. If Jimmy Johnson passes Scott Dixon, he's better than him too.
So then he'd be the greatest thing since.
Yeah.
The 33 of Ed Carpenter will be the first car he comes across.
40 to go.
Tell us more about the leader, Pato Award.
A couple of things on Pato. Told me that yesterday they made their car better every stint. He was really proud of that. Never no changes on this last stop, so it's good for him now. But consider this. When he finished second yesterday, he said one of the reasons in his mind was because of all the work he had to do to not only get by Will Power for second, but to get through the lap traffic.
IndyCar at Bristol. Make it happen. They were like 7-second laps.
I'd enjoy that.
Get on iRacing and run an IndyCar at Bristol.
Maybe on the outside a little bit, looking in, coming into the weekend for the championship. He was 75 points out, 6th in the championship coming in.
I want IndyCar back at Michigan. As scary as that is.
Listen, radio.
When we reach traffic, what line do you want? The Chevys will help us. I'll take the higher line.
Who was it that died in the IndyCar race at Michigan? I can't fucking remember. Names on the tip of my tongue. It was like 20 years ago. Oh!
And Maluka's teammates.
Takuma Sato doing a Cody Ware impression driving for the Ware team. Actually, I lied. He's running top 10, so that's not really a Cody Ware impression.
His teammate, Takuma Sato.
Anyway.
M&M's Fan Appreciation Day. Let me tell you, if any fans need appreciated, it's the ones that come out to this racetrack. They have done it for so many years, so that's pretty spectacular to me. that much history is here.
Shout out to the dude up there in the Kyle Busch fire suit in 90-degree weather. Couldn't be me.
We saw some
couldn't be me.
Jeff and Junior.
It'd be a happy fan.
Perfect up there. And it was very interesting to follow the storylines.
Greg Moore. Oh, that was Fontana, right? I thought it was Michigan.
Set 0. Everybody's
Chris, was that not Michigan?
Comes out. Yeah, it's inside 65 laps to go, 62 to go, and everybody.
I can't fucking remember. I guess it was Fontana.
Some need a little more fuel than others, but at this point, drivers, everything should be kind of clear in front of you. At least the mission at hand.
Well, it's very clear for Kyle Busch, and you and I picked him to win this race. We saw how fast he was in practice. There's a lot swirling around him, and that's the times that you see.
Somebody's gonna get fucking hurt in one of these Cup cars soon.
It's going to be very tough to get by him. Been fast all day, fast yesterday.
Yeah.
People got their work cut out for them. They're going to be Kyle today.
Exactly right, Jeff. Going to be tough to get by him. When's your best opportunity on these restarts?
That turn 1 to blow a tire going in low on turn 1 at Texas.
At some points, you've got to make moves for yourself. If you're Ross Chastain, Eric Jones, Hamlin, all those guys back there.
IndyCar did have good races at New Hampshire. We're still waiting for an IndyCar race at Charlotte on the Roval.
Take position. That's why Kyle Busch is up front. He's been aggressive on restarts. He's not helping to push people. He's passing people. And so, on these next couple of restarts, these guys back there in the second row, third row, got to get aggressive.
He's passing people. He's not helping people.
Wonder whose grill that's going to get on.
Victory lanes.
Hopefully Kyle's.
We're watching the drivers choose either
on the outside. It's right there.
Yeah.
Right, Rick, and we've talked about all the time.
Stay right there in the
whole
shade.
weekend. We'll look no further than Ross Chastain, that one car. They just have a fast he was.
We're gonna have 60 to go. Everybody's got to pit once. Everybody.
How many cautions?
3 quick ones right here. On the restart, we're gonna have 3 quick ones.
Over or under on 4?
Of this race, very happy with him in the race car once he got into clean air.
Under.
Well, Parker, Kevin Harvick is not just looking for his first win of the season. He's looking to break a 63-race winless streak. I talked to crew chief Rodney Childers this morning. He said
Pretty sure the day Will Power flipped off the IndyCar officials at New Hampshire was the day I said, I got to start paying more attention to IndyCar. They caught him on camera because it started raining. Ironically, remember what happened in NASCAR last year? That happened in the middle of the race in New Hampshire in IndyCar. Fucker spun out, and Will Power gets out of his car, and he looks up from the infield to where he knows the IndyCar officials are, and they catch him on TV going,
on pit road, and it's taking
double bird
to get back up to the top 10 here. Elliott sitting right now in the 9th spot.
Come on, Chase.
And wondering what everybody else.
I like when
he won the SRX race, didn't
he? Yeah, Chase won the SRX race. I fucking slept him. Marco Andretti. Even though it probably should have been Ryan Newman, but there was like they fixed a scoring error from the first race, and it gave Andretti the points he needed to beat Ryan Newman or something. Yeah. So Chase Elliott's undefeated in his SRX career. He's 2 for 2.
So Chase looking for a few pointers, guys. Anything to get that track position back. Car's way different when they're up front with that clean.
Chase without track position has been screwed all day. Other cars can overcome it. Kyle Busch overcomes it. Larson can. Bubba can. I think a lot of cars can, but Chase's car doesn't like dirty air at all. Some cars are better, some are worse. His is on the worst side.
I think the best cars are awesome.
Before this danger, he'll start in 21st position right behind him. All the other cars that pitted under the yellow. We'll see if it works out. See if those fresher tires will help him on this start.
All right, Ross.
Back up through the gears they go.
Great restart for Kyle.
Underway.
Good and Rick. Good and Rick.
God damn.
We're going to see in both lanes. Going to go down into turn 1, nearly side by side. Ross.
Send it, Ross.
It down in there.
Kyle's going to carry that speed around the top. Loose for Ross again through turn 1. After a couple of laps, Ross's car really comes in, though.
Chastain still came out in second, though. Still in great shape.
Jeff Burton's upset that Ross didn't eat shit. 3 wide for third. Hamlin, Jones, Blaney.
To the tunnel turn. Hamlin on the inside.
Ew. Oh, now Hamlin's going to wreck Blaney. God damn.
Gun talk shit,
Jeff. As they exit,
goddamn Denny Hamlin.
Hamlin takes the spot away.
Leave my money alone. I'm obviously not going to win any money today. I think Blaney sent it off into 3 to try to hit Hamlin and overdrove the corner. Yeah. Junior called it there. He said he drove in there trying to hit Hamlin, and now Jones and Byron passed him.
Down the short chute in the 3, I could see something like he was waving, trying to point at Denny. Was so angry.
He was trying to wreck Denny.
Chopping his line on quarter X of the tunnel.
Byron trying to get by.
Byron way up the track, pushing Jones further up the track. He's going to give Blaney a shot to get these spots back, and Harvick's going to follow him. Blaney cuts up in front of the 43.
Damn.
3 wide down the back.
Christopher Bell. Look at Blaney. See if you can see
for Bell.
hands right there.
Saw Blaney do that at Martinsville. Joey slid in front of him just like that. You see Blaney in his car go, like, fuck you.
Just racing, hard racing. Blaney didn't appreciate it, but he tries to get down the corner, looking and gets.
Where were you when Jeff Gordon and Ty Sheets got into it at Old Spice Speedway in Wisconsin? Apparently, canonically, in the Thunder universe, Old Spice Speedway is in Wisconsin. That's a legitimately good fantasy track. It was like backwards Riverside.
7th position, but the 12.
That's what it was based on.
I'm sure he is.
Somebody said the Chicago Street Course was a fantasy track.
It was. And the fantasy track had the same one of the same streets they're running the real track on.
Yeah. They done it with the LA Coliseum and then
So we've got real life Dodge Raceway Stadium with the LA Coliseum, and now we got the real life fucking street race in Chicago.
So go look at the fantasy tracks. Get ready, people.
That's why I said we got to get our money together and build Old Spice Speedway.
Unfortunately, when that happens, you endanger yourself and put yourself in trouble. Kim.
I'm not going to win any money today.
Making the most of what is a very ill-handling race car, currently in the 5th position before that last.
Blaney keeps getting fucked over.
It's Ruckman 1, it's tight in the tunnel, it hits the bumps like crazy, and then when it gets into turn 3, this is key because we've seen a lot of mistakes here this weekend. He said he has nothing to lean on in turn 3. It is absolutely wrecked and loose.
Lean on me.
Not a good recipe as a race car driver at Pocono.
Not having anything to lean on in turn 3. We've seen how much trouble there's been already over there. And it just absolutely destroys your speed, not being able to run through turn 3 with the speed.
Did they say who's on Hard Knocks this year on HBO? Is it the Bengals?
There's no momentum down it.
Oh, boy, you see Buescher get sideways there. That would have been amazing because they cut right to the visor cam when it happened. If you just see him fucking spinning out.
Logano on the outside heard about Blaney, the trouble he's had. And I think Logano would say everything he said, multiply it by 3.
Hot, man.
Logano has really struggled.
Clear.
Coming up on Harrison Burton here.
But ain't it amazing how much better Buescher's car usually is than Brad's, although not now. Brad's got more track position.
Speed, I think, getting the side of 21, decides to push him down the straightaway.
I want to try to keep an eye on where Bubba's running because that strategy put him behind on track position but gave him a tire and a fuel mileage advantage. He's up to 17th and restarted 22nd. So Bubba's gained a few spots. He's got fresher tires, a little better mileage.
It's just been a big struggle.
Although I think short pitting here is the key. But actually, the more the race gets strung out, I say run long. Because if it gets strung out, the less likely you are to get a caution.
Braxton, one of the free agents out there in the Xfinity Series.
So it's tough to call.
Rumored to
do the opposite of whatever Kyle Busch does if you want to have a chance.
Have some time in this car.
That's my advice to everybody in the top 5, not named Kyle Busch. Do the opposite of what he does.
Big wreck, Road America that he caused.
If they're going to stay out, you short pit. If they're going to short pit, you stretch it.
Yesterday,
Yep.
battle.
I like Ross's car after about 5 or 6 laps, and we're to that point now.
We're getting a lot of eyeballs back on him.
There's Bill Elliott and Richard Petty.
Nobody can say he done anything wrong.
Yeah.
We know the story that there was a penalty infraction. The crew chiefs were ejected, so he's not here today. But Dave Ellens, this matchup with Eric Jones has been a real positive move for this 43 car. Eric runs, I think, the best we've seen this 43.
So sketchy being side by side off of the tunnel turn.
They give him a good car to drive. That's like a side draft, side bump. They have to get so close.
Yeah, they're talking to Eric about getting a new deal, and I wouldn't sign it unless Dave was part of it. Like, that's the way I would do it if I was Eric Jones. I said, look, you got me as long as you keep Dave here to build these cars for me, because they definitely have been able to improve their performance bringing Dave in.
Junior, you're speaking from experience. You had him as a part of Junior Motorsport.
Chase blocking Suarez. Oh, boy. He didn't block the second time.
The entire organization there at Petty GMS.
Yeah, for sure. Great bout there. Suarez trying to get out 9 car. They will block it.
Chase threw one block and didn't throw the second one.
Takes the position away. Chase struggling right now.
Larson and Chase just ain't got anything in traffic.
Runs him down.
Jones running 8th, Suarez 9th, Chase Elliott back.
Quick, guys, the tornadoes are coming. You got to get this race done.
Is all that separates the top 2 right now. Chastain.
The twisters are coming. Karen, I hope you got a basement.
A second behind.
Now, it looked like their storms were moving like northeast past the racetrack. So.
Don't look like even that close. as good as Kyle's been.
Have I seen the video of the Big Smoke death scene, but CJ's outfit changes every second? No, I ain't seen that.
This opportunity.
Is it funny?
You know that he had so much pace in practice, spun out, hurt his race car, back in the race with great pace.
Got a smoker in turn 1. We got a smoker in turn 1. What was that? You guys not see that? It's Blaney. He's got a flat left rear.
It's like the 12 of Ryan Blaney.
That should.
Tires flat on that car.
Way up the racetrack.
Yep.
Ryan Blaney.
There goes my best shot at winning some money. No caution. He's still rolling, but he's on the rim.
A lot of chunks we've really never seen.
No caution has come out.
No caution because he's still going.
If this car can get around.
If the tire carcass makes it around, there probably won't be a caution.
Anything like that, so we'll pay attention to that. That would bring a yellow out.
Blaney smartly went to the apron.
He was running 5th, and we saw it when the 11 went by him. He wiggled quite a bit. We thought it was frustration, maybe an ill handling car.
He does a nice job in turn 1, just between 10.
Not spinning out and knocking the wall down.
Around the whole track with a flat tire.
I know that's no.
That sucks.
He's going to make it to the pits. He's probably going to lose a lap at least here.
NASCAR's watching this car very closely to see if anything comes off of it.
They were about
Puts
to go.
debris on the racetrack. There he is up the racetrack. You mentioned it, Steve. That is a great job to keep from making contact with the wall. And no caution as of yet.
And he made it all the way to his pit.
Something like that tells watch them go back out and the new tire get flat too.
And still has that half a second lead over Ross Chastain. And they try to jack up the left side of the car.
To make this injury even worse, 50 feet to go. He's not inside a fuel window. So
And that's devastating to somebody who's he's high in points, but he hasn't won a race, and we got 14 different winners. The closest thing we've got to a different winner today is Harvick and Eric Jones. And I think Jones has a real shot. And I'm with Junior. I can't believe Chastain's caught Kyle Busch. Nobody's caught Kyle Busch all day on a green flag run.
And Kyle said he ain't got no adjustments, so.
Kyle has only lost the lead because of a bad restart and strategy today. Nobody's been able to run him down like this.
It'll be tough. We saw yesterday in the Xfinity Series race, Todd Gibbs with the faster car, not able to pass Noah Gragson. This is a tough job for this one car, a little bit quicker.
That outside lane in the tunnel worked really well for him, allowed him to close in on Kyle. Now he went to the bottom, Kyle went to the middle.
Bad corner for Ross there.
Trying to make that bottom work, not able to do it.
50 to go. Remember how I said Ty was going to have to body Noah yesterday to get the win? I bet you Ross will do it to Kyle. Ross ain't worried about. He's already said he ain't worried about his reputation. He ain't changing a fucking thing. He's not like Ty. Ty Gibbs is trying to turn over a new leaf, rewrite the narrative. I don't think Ross Chastain gives a shit.
I wouldn't either.
So if it comes down to it, he wouldn't do it this early. I don't think.
It doesn't change my win record.
No. There is no excuse for Ty Gibbs not winning that race yesterday. None. He threw it away. He threw it away. You get that close, take it. You don't have to wreck a guy, but you can use them up and make some contact.
Because Denny's close to them. Denny can make up a second on a pit.
My thing with Ty yesterday, it's like, remember who you're racing. Carl Edwards was big on this. Remember who you're racing. Carl Edwards raced everybody the way that they raced him. Matt Kenseth, Carl Edwards, all those guys. Ryan Newman, although Newman kind of raced everybody hard, but Carl Edwards was a big one. He knocked Kyle Busch out of the way at Bristol and was like, because he would have done it to me. And he said, I'm not sorry for it because I was racing him and I know how he does. And the Kyle back then was more likely to do that. So yesterday I'm like, Ty, what do you think Noah would do to you? Move his ass. Fuck him. You've got to race people. You got to remember who you're racing and how they'd probably race you. I'm not a Martin Truex where I'm going to race everybody aggressively clean and not do anything. If you're a dick to me, I'm going to be a dick to you. I can't knock somebody for racing clean, but at the same time, you got to remember who you're racing with. And in that instance, I was like, yeah, fuck Noah Gragson because he's dirty as shit and he'd do it to you, so do it to him. When Ty raced Larson clean, I was like, way to go, Ty, because Larson's a clean driver. I didn't want him to wreck Larson in that Xfinity race. I was cheering for Larson to win. He's a cup driver.
God, it takes way too long to make up that little bit of loss.
But Ty Gibbs must have forgot his balls yesterday because he had a chance to use up and move the dirtiest driver in the series for a win and didn't take it. And he's trying to fix his reputation. I can respect. That's 2 times in a row. You got to admit.
I respect it.
When he did it with Larson, I said, he just did it because Larson's a cup guy. and he wanted to beat Larson clean
I
so he
still
could
can't
say that.
believe yesterday.
And then he did it yesterday. I'm like, okay, Ty, I see you. I understand. He did it twice in a row to somebody he openly does not like. He raced clean. I'm like, okay.
Yesterday shows he can handle it, though.
Yeah, he can learn.
If you don't want to move Noah out of the way,
yeah. But I was saying, don't even wreck him. My gold standard is Hemrick versus Cindric for Phoenix, the championship race last year. Do that.
Yeah.
Take it. You get that close, take it.
And now the gap about
You worked that hard to get that close. When he got close, he's got him because I know he's going to do it, and he didn't do it. I would have done it.
Pit window opens in about 7 laps,
Yeah,
so it's
Wild
one more stop. I think is
Kyle's
yes,
picking up
but
speed
perhaps
again.
win. These guys have enough fuel to run into.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If Ty was going to move anybody, it'd be Noah, but he let him have it.
To rejoin on the racetrack. If we have a late restart, that's going to be a key moment.
I guarantee you right now, Ross Chastain, if he gets the chance, he ain't going to let Kyle Busch have this.
The rest of the field, can he do that? Can some of those
He's already pissed Kyle off before, so what's it matter to piss him off again?
And the gap getting even larger now between Kyle Busch and Ross.
He's going to need a caution or a monster pit stop to get it done.
The two. Marty.
Hey, Rick, let's go through the field, starting with Kyle Busch. And for the first time all day long, you guys talked about it, someone able to keep up with him. They've been kind of keeping it like that. Ross Chastain is running, Kyle getting too free, but he's being able to spread that gap out.
For Kyle Busch to lose this race, it's going to have to take something that's out of his control.
Is that one of Ross Chastain who's been with a few
An ill-timed caution, a bad pit stop, a bad restart, something.
I asked Ross about that earlier today, and he just looked at me and said, I don't know why we're able to pass.
Wow, it's the first time my USA Network's glitched in like a week.
Car just get a little tight in the dirty yard behind 18.
Parker in 6 laps, the window opens to make it to the...
Chris, I'm with you. I saw your comment earlier where you said you want Kyle to win so you can see if he shit talks M&M's after the race.
Overall grip in turn 3 and just slides the tires on the exit part.
So get this, the Bubba and Bell crew swap was only a couple of guys. They swapped a couple from each team. They didn't like wholesale swap teams. And it's worked for both of them because Bell's pit stops were bad and now they're good. Now Bubba's pretty good every week on pit road. I worry that Bubba's not going to get the cautions here he needs to get the finish he deserves today. So they made a bad strategy call as of now. Yeah, it was a risky call, and right now it's not working out. But Bubba was like 3rd or 4th before all that happened, so.
Loose on entry, tight in traffic, and when I talked to crew chief Adam Stevens this morning, he said they just want to maximize.
Now's the time when you hear, oh, we have a spinner.
I'm waiting for it because it can happen anytime with these cars.
That's the goal here today as we move into the 6th
Right when they get to the window, this shit happens every time. You don't ever get good.
It needs to happen right now to set up a fuel mileage race, like now, because if it gets any closer, they can probably just make it. They'll be able to say one caution would get everybody to the end.
It's a must-win 2 races, Parker.
And for Eric Jones in the 43, currently running in 7th, he viewed this race as an opportunity, and halfway through the race, it looked that way as they used strategy and just speed that 42 car to get into the lead. And then on this last restart, he restarted up in the 4th position, but fell out of the groove, fell all the way back to 9th, and has worked his...
He said out of the groove.
They're going to need a caution or something else to go their way to get back to the front. And behind him is Gale Swartz, who ran in the top 5, but earlier today was really...
What NASCAR YouTuber has the shittiest takes? Other than NRF, he doesn't count. What NASCAR YouTuber has the shittiest takes? I'd say Carnation, but he's a kid. He don't know any better. And he believes what he believes because he grew up in the time he grew up in. So, and I like him.
He's at turn 1, landing. He's way too tight. That's where he's losing a lot of his time. And then Alan Gustafson said, hey, keep in mind, looks like this next stop, which should be coming up very short.
Buscher, the first car to pit. Wow, that's like right on the edge. Under green to pit that early. I like it, though, because if Buscher gets a caution now, he's going to the front.
So keeping in mind that green flag stop.
If I was Larson and Chase, I'd be short pitting. All the Hendrick cars should short pit. Yeah. Some lap cars might help Ross. Cup is so competitive, it's hard to catch lap cars like you do in Xfinity. Smaller field and every car is a lot more competitive. Yeah. But when you do catch them, they can be harder to pass. Chris, nobody likes Black Flags Matter. He is kind of annoying. But I mean, you could just ignore him like I do. Radman, yeah, and Radman.
That's because he's entertainment.
I like Radman. Cameron said Joseph Lombard. I like Radman, but like, he's not as informed. He admits, though, that he doesn't keep up with like every fucking minute detail because he's not a media guy. Yeah. He's not a crazy fan like me. Man. So, yeah. And he exclusively only watches Cup. He doesn't watch Xfinity or trucks or anything regularly, he said. So. Xfinity to me is like can't miss every week. Trucks I've fallen off on because I don't like half the drivers in the series. But Xfinity, I look forward to that more than Cup some weeks. Like next week,
Reddick
Xfinity on the Indy Road Course.
I watch it, but I don't really keep up with Xfinity.
Sheets, what a great sponsor on Reddick's car. Sheets.
Why the Sheets not?
That dude from The Wire should be on the hood. Sheets. Oh, is that a Brodus Clay car? Anybody remember that? Anybody else remember 2011 WWE? No, didn't think so. 2011 SmackDown? Yeah?
Nope.
Edge with nerve damage in his fucking noodle arms when he hit the spear.
That was before I started watching.
Oh, no. Okay, so Edge, there's a SmackDown from 2011 where he spears Brodus Clay and he fucking necks himself and almost paralyzed himself right on SmackDown. He like couldn't stand up.
Oh, Reddick.
And then there was another SmackDown. Oh shit! Come on, Reddick, race him harder. Reddick's tailing the lead lap, and he kind of threw a block on Kyle Busch, but he's gonna let him go into the tunnel, or is he? Pitch him down. This is Ross. Yeah. This is Ross's chance. Here comes Ross. This is the chance. Tyler Reddick's racing Kyle Busch like a dick to stay on the lead lap.
I can't believe Reddick done that.
Me too. I'm kind of surprised. I
can, but not really.
Yeah. And now that was Ross's chance. Look at the gap now. He closed in.
Reddick won his race. Now he's like, yo.
But I don't think Reddick's going to cut Ross a break either. I think he's just neutral here, like I stay on the lead lap in case a caution comes out. Got to stay on the lead lap till those guys pit, and then he can breathe again.
That was some entertainment.
Yeah. Yeah, there's an episode of SmackDown where Edge got a chair shot to the back, and he said his arms went numb. And you could see him, like, he couldn't move his arms. And he had to retire like the next week for almost 10 years. Actually, yeah, just about 10 years.
So that's when he had his big comeback, like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he had been retired for 10 years because of like neck injury, nerve damage, that kind of thing.
I was wondering why it was such a big deal.
Oh yeah, it was, dude. I thought there was no way he could have ever come back. I was like, there's no fucking way. There you go, Ross. 40 to go. We got one pit stop left, but Ross is putting pressure on Kyle.
The back bumper of this 18 car somehow, some way disrupt the air.
You got to beat him to pit road if you can't pass him, or pit at the same time with him. At the very least, you've got to beat him to pit road.
I just don't see it happening though. The dirty air.
I'm with Junior. I don't see this pass happening under green on the racetrack. It's going to happen through pit stops. You're going to have to stay with him or rough him up. Kyle takes his line away because he knows how bad that air is.
Kyle Busch knew the line. He just went run and went right there. But Ross is
so you got to beat him to pit road or pit with him and kick his ass on pit road. Chase pitted. There you go. Yeah. Chase, Suarez, Truex, Austin Dillon. Bubba's back in the top 10. Bubba still has to pit, but he could spend less time on pit road because these guys have to make sure their tanks are full. Bubba pitting when he did, they don't necessarily need to be all the way full. They don't have to wait long on fuel. God, Ross should have pitted right there if Kyle Busch is going to run one more lap. But at least if they pit together, we can see really what it looks like.
Oh, boy.
It's only one more lap. This is where you definitely pit because I don't want to have to try to lap Suarez and Chase Elliott. Yeah. Byron pitted, yeah. But Byron just wasn't close enough to make a difference.
Can I peel off a lap earlier and try to flip him by having a quicker cycle than him and using those new tires? Parker. Right, and one of the first out of the top 5 to pit is William Byron in that 24 car. Just a little bit tight on the X of the corners. It will be full time, 4 tires and filling it full.
Pit this time. Pit this time. I think this race will probably go green now. Jinx. That's me trying to jinx it.
Come to pit road first.
You got to think they're in their window just because so many other cars are pitting.
The one looks like
trying to get up the road.
Here comes the
Ross stays out an extra lap, and Kyle Busch wins.
Busch gives up the lead, comes to pit road. Ross Chastain now in front here.
So Ross stayed out an extra lap.
And the long run down down pit road all the way to that number 1
What do I think the Falcons? I think the Falcons are going to improve over last year, but that's not going to say much. I think they go like 7-10. They'll win
I'd say 8.
7 or 8 games and surprise people. I don't think they're going to be good.
I don't really know about either.
But people are talking about the Falcons like they're going to go 1-16. I'm like, they're not that fucking bad. They weren't even that bad the last 3 years.
Kyle Pitts is going to have a great year.
Yeah. So
Still got Patterson. So.
they're not going to be a playoff team, but they'll be better than most people think they're going to be. But not a playoff team.
So now if the 18
People are talking about them like they're the 08 Lions, though, for fuck's sake. So they're not that bad.
2 or 3 laps on new tires. Hard left.
You should have pitted with him. So
Well, this will be interesting to see where he comes out at.
you should have beat him to pit road or pitted with him.
Right, immediately as Kyle Busch pitted, they told Ross Chastain, hit this lap, and then as he was coming through turn 3, they explained to him that they will be...
Look, this is great. They're showing the track map of where the 18 is relative to Ross. 2 tires, I dare you. Nah, this ain't the race to do that.
They want to get all the fuel in that race car, so they'll ease it down, and that's his cue.
There you go, there you go, there you go. I think Ross is going to cycle through. It's close. I think Ross spent less time on fuel. Come on, come on, come on. Hit that orange line, hit that orange line. Go, 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 go.
Coming down at speed. I believe the 18 is going to carry the momentum.
Yeah.
That's the one of Ross Chastain. There
No.
comes into the picture.
Ross cycled ahead of Kyle Busch.
41. Oh,
Wow.
I take that back. The momentum.
Ross cycled because they didn't spend as much time for fuel. They held Kyle an extra 1.5 for fuel, and that's the difference. You go Ross in the one team.
Busch's first lap back on the racetrack was 85.50. The one car stayed on the racetrack and run an 84.70.
I'm not a car guy. I couldn't tell you the first thing how to set up a car, but I understand race strategy. So I get frustrated when guys do stupid shit in a race on strategy. I thought Ross's team fucked up there pitting a lap late. But the fact that they spent less time for fuel, that made it up, and that got Ross the lead. So good call there. Everybody gets better mileage than you think they're going to get. So I swear that's just the trend we see. Yeah, where it's like, oh man, they're close, and then like Joe Logano last week went all the way to like 3 to go. Remember, like Kurt and the other guys pitted with 20 to go. Joey made it to like 3 to go, and I'm like, what the fuck? How did he make it that far? So everybody gets a little better mileage than you think. Oh, whoa, Busher, save it.
Coming to pit road.
I don't know if I want a caution or not.
Tires down.
It's on the front stretch.
No caution, and Busher's got a tire going down, and he missed pit road.
On the bottom of the racetrack. So Steve, the 18 car pits and comes back around in his 85-second lap. The one car in 83-second lap.
2.5 difference.
Somewhere, Marty.
Let's see
And that was waiting on fuel for the 18. That's what it was.
Road in third, Chris Gabehart leading him out 2 laps longer. Oh, the I think he did stay in the pit box though, so that should be illegal.
Bubba is the leader. He's still got a pit. They're just running their strategy out.
Because people are concerned the yellows are going to come out.
If you can stay out another 5 to 10 laps and catch a yellow, Bubba will still be the leader, and everybody will want to pit with him.
I can tell you that Chastain and Kyle Busch, we should also look at their times on.
Now, we know Kyle's got a faster car than Ross, so he can run him down. Now you're going to get the battle because Kyle's going to be fast enough to run him down.
2 seconds to be found. Well, here you go. Here's
I said it was a 2.5.
here, Ross Chastain, Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch rolls pit road, great speed.
Ross was faster on pit road, and the pit crew was quicker. Bubba pitting, so there goes that strategy call I was just thinking of, but it makes sense. They got to pit now. They can't stretch it much farther.
Bubba Wallace coming onto pit road now. The question
They just didn't get the caution they needed.
Does Ross Chastain have enough fuel in the car now? That quick of a stop? Well,
Yeah, we got to worry about that, but I'm going to confidently say Ross will make it.
You're going to have a little nerve.
We ain't seen anybody run out like this in a while. I don't think we've seen anybody run out at this point in the race since Byron here last year.
Second, Hamlin right there in third.
But Kyle's catching. Like I said, he's fast enough to catch Ross. Passing him is another thing, and yeah, Hamlin's there too.
Now we got a battle on the race.
Hamlin spun out earlier.
Ross Chastain's team is
We're going to have a 3-car battle for the win.
Ty
Gibbs fourth.
Number 1.
Yeah, Ty Gibbs and Custer have not pitted. Bubba's going to be top 10 after this, just about. I'm pretty sure, because there's about 4 or 5 cars. I can't believe that wasn't a caution.
And I applaud
I'm so glad it wasn't.
for not throwing a caution.
Yeah, Rick Allen, I'm with you. Because now we're going to get this battle for the win with Ross, Kyle, and Denny.
Was able to get around the race
Instead of a restart and then whoever just checks out gets away. Now we're going to see like a 3-car battle over the course of 32 laps.
A few names: Gibbs, Custer, Gilliland, Ware. With in the mid 90s, they'll have to come to pit road.
Chris, you know why I hate Alan Gustafson? Because he sucks at strategy calls. And like I said, I don't know how to build cars or set up cars, but it drives me crazy. Oh, what would be even better is a Hamlin versus Ross battle for the win. That would be even better. And Hamlin looks faster than Kyle right now.
That last lap by,
That's funny.
Half faster for Chastain over these two guys.
Chastain in clean air is just over a 10th quicker. That's all he needs. He needs to break even or just be slightly quicker because they got to run him down.
Could surprise numerous people in 2022.
A very clean race.
And if I'm Hamlin's crew, I'm like, hey man, Ross is leading. Don't you want to get up there and fuck him over? This is where Hamlin will get him back. I know he said he wanted to do it in the playoffs, but if you can take a win from somebody, that's worth paying him back.
A battle behind
Kyle.
Yeah.
I think
Kyle let him go. Remember, Kyle at Vegas let Kurt Busch go to run down Larson.
He knows what he wants to do.
Yeah. Yeah, let the 11 go take care of the 1.
Going to be able to get in that position.
Don't race, because if the harder you race the 11, the further Ross is going to check out. Kyle's always been smart about that. People can say a lot of things about Kyle Busch, but I've seen him over and over in this exact situation let somebody go.
About guys like racing to win or racing for second.
In the clash at Daytona one year, Logano was out front, Kyle Busch was second. There's a wreck behind him. Bowman shoots out around Kyle Busch and gets side by side, and Joey wins the race by like a second and a half. And Kyle's like, what the fuck are you doing? If you stay with me, we catch him. We both catch him, and then we both have a chance. And like I said, at Kansas, he let Kurt go to get to Larson. And it worked, because then Kurt ran Larson down and passed him. And then Kyle got to Larson but couldn't get the pass. So, yeah, if somebody was pressuring me right now, I'd probably let him go.
Oh, yeah, Denny's right in the middle.
Yeah.
That should get fun.
I thought Bubba would be closer to the top 10, but he's not. He's going to be about 15th. Strategy is the only part of racing I could understand and possibly be a crew chief. When it comes to cars, I'm clueless. I'm not a car guy. I feel like I'd know how to drive one okay. Because there's a lot of guys, like Kyle Larson's a prime example. Kyle Larson don't know the first fucking thing about how to build a race car. Tony Stewart said that, but he's like, I've never seen anybody drive one like him. It doesn't matter. You don't need to know how to set up the cars. Knowing how to set up the cars is an advantage, though. That's what made Rusty Wallace and Dale Earnhardt so great, because they knew how to set up they could build that car by themselves. And Kyle Busch is the same way. Earnhardt and Rusty, they didn't need a crew chief. They could have been their own crew chief if they didn't need somebody to call strategies. They could build. Hell, they had just as much input on the setups as their crew chiefs had. Because I've heard Rusty tell stories about like him and Earnhardt talking about setups for Bristol, and how Rusty flat out told him every fucking thing that was in his car because he knew how to set it up. Ryan Newman was the same way. Ryan Newman could build a race car by himself. Tony Stewart. Oh, there's Blaney. He don't like Ross, by the way. He's gonna race Ross like a dick.
Between Denny and Blaney.
I figured Blaney would give him more shit than that. If Ross passes him on the straightaway here, it's all good. Mark Martin was another setup guy. That's what made him so great.
I like listening to Mark talk about cars.
Yeah. Mark Martin knew his shit. He says he remembers one time at Bristol, he said he can't remember who, but he was hanging out with Rusty and Earnhardt before the race at Bristol. It was like during practice maybe, and he said somebody came up and asked Rusty.
Wants to get Denny back?
Nah.
From earlier?
Nah. He's probably already forgot about that. Mark said some guy came up to Rusty and was like, what are you doing with the brakes? And he said Rusty was like, hey, I'm doing this, 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 and this. And Mark Martin said, I turned to Rusty and was like, you're fucking lying. He said I knew he was lying. He told whoever the complete wrong thing because he didn't want to give away his secret. And Mark knew enough about cars to be like, yeah, he's full of shit. And they asked Mark, did you ever give people setups? He said, all the time, and I never lied. He said, I told everybody what I was doing because I wanted to still beat them with it. That's why Mark Martin was such a good teammate for Roush and Hendrick when he was at both of those teams, because he'd tell you everything, and he knew everything. He didn't give a shit.
Denny Hamlin running in the second spot as we take a look at the Toyota driver update. Denny Hamlin back about 8
Tied
tenths
for
of a
most
second.
all-time.
6 career Pocono.
Custer has still not pitted.
He's tied for the most all-time.
I can't think of any other reason that Custer would be top 10 right now. And now he's pitting.
If he has enough fuel.
So Bubba's going to be 15th here.
We did not get all the fuel that we need.
Oh, they just told Denny they didn't get the car full.
Half lap short.
Half a lap
You
short.
can start saving.
So he can't run down Ross. He's got to save fuel, which lets Ross have a chance to save gas if he was worried about being short.
Okay, so the 1, the 11,
The thing is,
18,
Denny
very
pit
important. All
after
3 of them
those
have
guys.
gone through a pit cycle. The 11,
Yeah, but
Denny Hamlin, the fastest
the gas man might have messed up.
1 second. Right side great, left side great. The one time
I'd like to see a side-by-side comparison of Hamlin's pit stop to Ross's pit stop.
Great timing. Can 1, can 2. He comes right back in. He's plugged in, but he knows he's short. Watch how quick this left side is. It almost drags the can out as Marty.
That would have been a penalty if the gas can had left the pit box. Now we're getting the comparison here.
1.5 seconds slower, so you get more fuel.
So he was slower than Denny. Denny had just a wicked fast pit stop because they didn't get the car full. Kyle was slower because he didn't want to speed on pit road and they wanted to make sure he got it full.
Oh yeah, they sat there after the tires was on.
Yeah. Yeah, they held Kyle about a second and a half, maybe 2. Let's see, after the tires go.
The fuel man is plugged in for
1
sure.
Mississippi, 2, yeah, right at a second and a half, 2 seconds.
So whether the plug wasn't perfect, the flow, like they all don't flow the same.
Denny's got the speed to win, but he ain't got the gas right now.
Car jacked up. If it's tipped a little bit, it's not as efficient. Nice job by the jack man not being short. But Marty, now the 18, third on the racetrack.
Yeah, Steve, we saw the.
I wish Denny would have drove off with the can, but at the same time, I'm glad he didn't because now we might get a good finish here.
That's the penalty for Kyle Busch leading that entire run before that. Coming to pit road, burning a lot more fuel, so they had to wait on the fuel to make sure.
Todd Gilliland's 11th. Does he need to pit? I would say I think he needs to pit, so Bubba would be 14th. And Bubba's going to pass Austin Dillon, so that's 2 more spots he'll get. And if Hamlin runs out of gas, that's another spot. And if Ross runs out of gas, stay green. I want to see how this plays out.
Well, I mean, one caution says it.
Yeah, one caution, everybody's going to pit. At this point, if a caution happens, you're pitting.
Been the fastest for 2 of those 3 laps. I'm not sure the driver of the 11 is listening very much right now.
No brakes and limit your shifts.
Maybe he wants to get up there and spin Ross to get the caution he needs to save the gas or bring everybody down pit road. That's also another strategy you could play if you can get close enough to him.
He probably started to save and then was like, wait a minute.
As many people as Ross is pissed off, surely one of these lap cars is going to race him like an ass. Like Reddick did Kyle Busch, and that's what got Ross close enough to capitalize.
You don't need to use any brakes to make the corner, and that'll be lifting early enough to save him the fuel he needs.
Told y'all I love Pocono for this exact reason. Pocono gets entirely too much slander.
The second over Denny Hamlin, Marty.
I like it how it's the same thing
And it's
every time I
amazing
watch
with
this
this new
track.
technology, Rick. Chris Gabehart,
Both races last year.
Denny Hamlin. Jeff, you didn't have this when you were a driver saying, okay, the way you rolled through the tunnel turn last time, I like that. Same lift point this time. Same thing through turn 3, kind of coaching him through, lifting enough to get those 2.5 laps back.
Well, Chris Gabehart, he has an advantage of having live data. So he knows how much fuel that 11 car is burning, and he knows...
Oh, Blaney just crashed off of turn 3. There's the caution. That was overdue, don't you think, as bad as his car was? God.
Gonna pit from 13.
Well, now, fuel mileage no longer a factor.
Bubba's gonna stay out.
Maybe. Somebody might stay out. Somebody might take 2. I don't know.
Staying on my strategy, I gotta stay out.
Maybe you take 2 tires because he pitted later. Maybe 2 tires might help. I don't know. Blaney hit hard.
Oh, wait, who just hit? Austin Dillon, didn't he?
Austin Dillon and Cole Custer.
Cole Custer.
Oh yeah, it's like I said. See, now we've opened up a whole. Now Austin Dillon's still on track. He didn't pit, but Custer I know pitted. Like the last car to pit was Custer. I don't know if he stayed on the lead lap or not though.
There's a movement there trying to mess with the shifter.
Yeah, he's moving. I just go ahead and get the fuck out of that thing.
Duracell.
And now a quick word from Duracell. Bong. Bing, bong, bing. And it's Blaney hitting the wall. Turn 3 again.
Oh boy, that's some speed.
And then he like hit the gas trying to over. Oh, ouch.
That impact guys so hard in the inside wall.
Well, that hurts Blaney in points.
Yeah, for a guy who hasn't won a race yet.
Custer wins this race.
And we got 14 different winners. And if Harvick or Eric Jones or Custer or Bubba, whoever.
Kyle Busch had just come through the front stretch, and Blaney off of 3, which we've seen so many times already this weekend.
Yeah, it's amazing. I don't know that I've ever seen.
Yeah, you got to pit here. Everybody should pit here.
Off of turn 3.
Unless you were the last car to pit and you're desperate.
I feel like Todd Gibbs is going to
tire.
And now's the time to put Ty out to say you've had all day to learn how to drive. Stay out. Because Ty was one of the last cars to pit too.
Just the drivers have lost the ability to understand when grip is going away. That sidewall being taller would give you a lot of forgiveness. It would deflect, and the car would slide, and you would.
I think Dale Jr. is saying what I've been saying. Ride hot.
When the
Cars are too low to the ground.
Slip. It is beyond.
Ride hot.
A lot of these guys.
Chad Knaus, when he was in the booth for Fox this year, said he thinks the decline of Cup racing. He actually said on air, he said, I think the decline in the quality of Cup racing was when they took the ride hot away after 2013. And I'm like, if Chad Knaus said it, you know it's true. The man's a genius.
Steer you back straight. And that is going well. So when these cars do come around, they
entirely too smart.
It's much tougher for these guys
Chad Knaus for president
this year to try to save these cars, and we want them to be challenged. We want it to be hard to do.
I think these cars have the good balance of being hard to drive. I still think they should be a little higher off the ground.
Even
Ride hot.
before the car slips, they'll not actually knowing where the car is as far as being loose.
If you're Martin Truex or Kevin Harvick, this is a break for you to see Blaney eat shit there.
Truex having a battle to make these playoffs. This is not going to help Blaney. If Truex can get in front of him, and then if you were to get another winner, then that allows Truex to be that last guy in. So we'll see. We've seen how many races.
Jimmy Johnson 5th at Iowa. Good for him.
We'll see how big of an issue this
Pato Award 1.
The next few races.
13 stage points earned by Blaney today is going to help him a little bit. But he's going to drop all the way back, probably all
Pit road's open. Damn, Kyle Busch and a lot of guys stayed out.
Everyone's able to get by.
Yeah, at this point, I guess. I feel like everybody would have pitted there.
I think they don't want to even chance it.
Yeah. Hamlin's probably thinking this caution can get me the gas I need.
About, let's see, 15th on back, a handful of guys have pitted.
I thought more would have pitted. See, we're all over the place today.
Check your good on fuel. You heard that the 11 was close.
Yeah, Ross on the short run is not as good as Kyle Busch.
These guys are trying to make a day out of something.
5 or 6 laps it comes in.
He ain't gonna take it easy.
I mean, that's 2.5 miles every extra lap we have. So, listen, that wreck from Ryan Blaney was unbelievable, but I think it's worth a tip of the hat to Pocono Raceway in the decision to extend pit lane.
There's the Casey Kane wreck again. Oh, no, it's the Alex Bowman wreck. Is that Bowman in the 26? I can't remember. Oh.
Spins off turn 4, just misses the barrels, and he is pretty far down pit lane when he makes contact.
Like nobody jumps.
There's the Casey Kane. The Casey Kane one's way worse.
Kane in the race.
The helmet's
I mean, he's 4 pit stalls down. It's almost the same tire tracks as Jeff. Look at these pit.
The fucking helmet that went flying. If I'm that crew, I'm like, where'd my helmet go?
Everyone scamper. Pocono Raceway comes in and they extend that wall.
At least those walls are sturdy.
Between pit road, right?
Those pit walls are a lot sturdier than you'd think they'd be.
Like there's new. It's about 100 to 150 feet of new wall. And if we go back and look at that,
I thought there was enough laps on the tires there where somebody might pit. More guys might pit.
In the first Geico. So, I mean, 50, 75 feet down pit lane, a huge hit.
Good news for Ross is most everybody did what he did.
Thankful for both Ryan and
so it's no big deal. He's out there with guys on equal tires and everything.
Speed. There are pit crew members, so a big adjustment here for Pocono that's unfortunately been tested multiple times this weekend with all the trouble off turn 3.
Yeah, Ryan Blaney had complained about
for the second day in a row, damn Geico logo.
The report I gave, he said he had nothing to lean on in turn 3, just wrecking loose. So we saw inevitably what happened.
Save gas.
After just having nothing to do with turn 3.
I think the Gibbs teammates are going to line up with each other and push past Ross here. Whatever lane Ross picks, the two Gibbs cars will do the opposite and line up together. That's my prediction.
Huge weekend coming up next week at Indianapolis. A doubleheader, Ricciard weekend.
IndyCar and Xfinity on the same day.
NASCAR. IndyCar on Saturday, NASCAR on Sunday. Both will be on NBC and Peacock.
NBC.
And earlier today,
hey, that means I'll be guaranteed to watch the race on cable next week.
And it is Paddle Award.
Talk about Jimmy Johnson finishing 5th.
NASCAR fans, really great weekend for Jimmy Johnson as well. 7th yesterday, and a career
That's
best.
damn good for Jimmy. He gets 7th and a 5th on the same weekend.
Celebrating at the end of today's race in Iowa.
Did he race at Iowa?
Looking forward to that.
Nah, they never raced to Iowa. Jimmy Johnson's never even been to Iowa Speedway till this weekend because it's only been an Xfinity track and a Truck Series track.
Talented behind the wheel, but fun guy to
Similar to Richmond.
always find.
Similar.
He was good at Richmond.
Okay, Marty, you're
Yeah.
standing by with Gabehart. This caution, I'm guessing, is helping the fuel mileage.
Yeah, the story before this is how Denny Hamlin was 2.5 laps short.
I gotta pee. I'll be right back.
Gabehart, Merry Christmas. So I know you needed this caution, but is this caution enough to get you to the end, Chris?
Well, we were saving quite a bit there and kind of staying with Ross and running him down. I think the caution will certainly buy us what we need, but we probably got a little bit more magic trick left to go. But cautions breed cautions, and the 11's here to win, and I think we're in a good spot to do it.
Yeah, you told me playoff points or bust this morning, so that means winning, right? So how about handling-wise? Does he have enough car to be able to get by the one and hold off Kyle Busch?
I think so. We'll see how the race plays out.
There you go, Chris Gabehart. Needed this caution. He got it. Also, Tyler Reddick sitting in the 6th position as well. They were 3 laps short, Rick, and this caution gets them where they need as well to make it to the end of the race.
Yeah, remember, he's got Denny Hamlin behind the wheel. 6 wins, tied with Jeff Gordon as the most here at Pocono. But he will have a challenge. Kyle Busch, 4 wins at this racetrack as they get ready to choose.
This will be important for this restart. Who do you want behind you? Who do you want helping you? Who can you trust to stay there and push you all the way down into turn 1?
Hamlin went to the bottom. I like that call, but it's a little bit risky. If you get hung up down there, they can pile up on you on the outside. I think that's a race-winning move, but at the same time, it's a little bit of a risky move. We saw Chastain do it earlier and it worked well for him.
Crew chief
4 cars, Harvick, and it feels like it's a must-win not only one race, but 2.
We're here to
you.
I thought the Gibbs cars would pick the same line and push each other, but Kyle went outside and Denny went bottom because, well, one of them had to get on the front row. So.
Center right lane, a hard hit off of turn 3. What happened there?
Yeah, it just got loose. It's one of those things. You get loose off 3 and think you can save it, and you can't. And I just couldn't.
And you end up hurting the car worse by trying to save it.
Gosh, I hate it. For everybody on the 12 group, we just finally got the car decent, and then we were running, top 5 there, and
they had good speed all day, just handling sucked.
Tried too hard and stepped away from me, so
fucking try hard.
Went Ards and Ford and everybody, it's on my mistake, but do I do again next week?
Glad to see you again, Blaine.
I feel
always
bad
seems
for
to happen
no
in this
other
sport.
person
The 2
as bad.
drivers.
Yeah. Blaney's having a disappointing year, I'd say.
Pre-race and everything else. Well, here they are racing each other.
So we got a Hamlin versus Ross battle here.
So upset. Chastain is the back of
No chance Ross makes turn 1 if Hamlin and him are still side by side, right?
the racetrack. He gets to the left for the quarter panel.
If Ross does not clear Denny Hamlin in turn 1, he's not going to make it through turn 1 without at least getting run up the track.
How many times have we seen Kevin Harvick?
Hamlin sucks at restarts, though, usually in these situations, so we'll see.
Harvick's right behind Denny, too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and Harvick needs to win.
What's he willing to do? How aggressive is he willing to be on this restart?
18 to go.
Does he think he has a car that can win? 18 laps to go.
I don't know. We're about to
find out.
One of the few times I really.
I'm going to say Kyle Busch. I'm going to go with Kyle
I
Busch.
got a weird feeling Harvick's going to win. A really fucking weird feeling.
Very tight.
Harvick stays with Hamlin.
6 cars.
Didn't fan out. Kyle giving Ross a big shove. If Ross can just clear Hamlin, he can be okay. Ross went too wide. And Hamlin's running him up the track. Yeah, Hamlin put him in the wall. Oh, Big Rick. Hamlin put Ross in the wall and he crashed. Hamlin takes the lead. And Harvick got big damage from that. I thought Harvick was going to shoot to the inside with him, but Harvick's fucked.
Go hit him, Ross. Go hit him under caution.
That was
Well, we talked about
calculated by Hamlin, but I totally understand.
in the corner deep, gets up the race.
Watch Hamlin here. I told you, Ross does not.
The way
Yeah.
crew chief talked, I already knew.
I said unless he gets clear of Hamlin, he's not making turn 1. There you go. That's exactly what I knew was going to happen.
Look how high Hamlin is.
I'm psychic, man. You didn't need to be a fucking clairvoyant to see that coming.
Up the racetrack and
Oh, he almost took Kyle Busch out.
Oh, you don't have a problem with that, Jeff?
Jeff Burton's so happy right now.
20 car.
Jeff Burton is so happy right now.
Yeah, Hamlin, you might want to know, is that retaliation?
Oh, of course it was.
Look, I'm not giving you any room. You haven't given me any room.
That's not retaliation. That's just me not giving you any room.
Jeff Burton's hilarious. Of course it's retaliate. It's justified, but still, call it what it is. He ran him into the wall.
I think everybody knew it was going to happen.
And in the process, ruined Kevin Harvick's day. Oh, man. You see Harvick's head? God damn. Harvick got a headache. Look, he shook his hand. He hurt his hand.
Frustrated.
Well, Steve, you've got retaliation.
Remember when I said that Todd Gibbs should take it yesterday?
I was hoping he was going to kill Kyle coming down the track.
That's what I meant yesterday when I said Todd Gibbs should have just taken it. Although,
Call in, give us your opinion.
and Hamlin's crew's laughing.
Another contact here at Pocono.
Oh, well.
Call in and talk to us some motor mounts.
You didn't have to take out 2 cars, though.
If I'm Harvick, I would be pissed, but at the same time,
Hey, you done it in front of the field. That's the issue.
And here we are
for the
today.
win.
Looks like it wasn't.
Although it's not over yet, I'm going to say Kyle Busch still wins this race.
You wonder, Hamlin picked the bottom. He wondered all along.
I hope he rubbed his
He
tire hard
decided,
enough.
I'm going to the second or third.
Chase Elliott barely missed that. He got into third out of that.
Remember, Hamlin's
And Chase is good when he's got clean air on the nose.
going into the playoffs, and honestly, if you're mad at somebody, you retaliate. It's silly to do that racing for 18th. If you can,
You're racing for a win, yeah.
for a win and retaliation, that's
Wait till the playoffs unless you're racing each other for a win.
good for you, not
Yeah.
bad for him.
Yeah, Jeff Burton's so
Make it
fucking
work for
biased.
you.
It's not even
Denny
funny.
Hamlin just said, hey, man, this is my line, my race. I'm going to take it.
Denny Hamlin's going to be so happy right now.
It's just, it paid off for him because it was Ross. That's why it paid off so much. It was like, I can do this. And
I like how me and everybody else at that fucking place, all of us, we knew exactly what was about to happen. It's like, if Ross can't clear him, it's over.
Chief could not stop grinning.
Yeah.
And he was like, we're here to
Busch has
win.
been as good, and you called him Ron Hornaday-esque, as anyone on restarts. Could he get in front of him?
Eric Easton said, come on, he obviously wrecked him on purpose. Jeff Burton really does hate Ross Chastain.
Racing your teammate. You take some risks, but
That guy, Kevin Dunn, WWE's producer, said that Becky Lynch was not attractive enough to be popular.
Becky,
I'm here to tell you.
Becky's I've always had the high.
What the fuck would that guy know about what's good looking? With his fucking Bucky Beaver ass teeth. Say it, what is it?
How else would you not find Becky Lynch attractive?
I know.
that thing took a heck of a hit. It looks like they feel like he's going to be able to get out there and finish.
Yeah, I'm surprised as well. It was a hard lick. Yeah, I thought the radio.
Like I said, race.
That had to kill the car. He hit him dead.
Wait till the playoffs, but if it comes to a win, oh yeah, you're fucking done.
And Steve probably on the clock.
If I'm Ross, I'm like, yeah, I deserve
Say
it.
6 minutes. 6 minutes seems short, but I would tell you something.
Kevin Harvick was actually having a good race.
As long as you stay ahead of
I thought he was going to
What you don't want to do is
I
take
thought
3.5
when that
minutes
happened,
coming
he
off
was
the
going to
plan,
blow by.
and then try to execute it in 2.5. And these
Well, he almost did. And Chase got through in the way I thought Harvick might get through.
There was some panic. It used to be 5 minutes. They've extended it to 6. I thought
And also Hamlin, you get the lead, you wreck that asshole, and now you're saving more gas under this caution. So it's a fucking smorgasbord of good breaks for Denny Hamlin right now.
Peacock pit box. What you think about the 11-1?
Listen, I thought the 11's move was an old school move. I'm going to give you just enough.
That's what I said yesterday. That's God bless Denny Hamlin for showing you what I wanted Ty Gibbs to do yesterday.
These guys jump out of
Because it's not Hamlin's fault that Ross wrecked. Yeah, he used him up, pushed him wide, put him towards the wall, but Ross hit the wall and just spun out.
He eased up.
That ain't on me. That's on you.
Kept it there. Ross had the
I took your line away. I used you up, but it's your fault you wrecked.
and save his car and lose some position.
That's exactly what Ty Gibbs should have done yesterday. Right at the same fucking spot of the racetrack Ty should have done it at. Or going into turn 2 on the last lap.
This argument for a while. Let's see what it feels like to be on this side.
Kyle Petty likes Ross, so Kyle Petty's a lot more balanced than Jeff Burton is on this
He sounds
situation.
like we
Kyle brings up a good
Kyle
point.
Petty sounds like we
Yeah.
don't
What is
sound
his
like
reaction? What does he say? I mean, I could take two arguments of this.
He sounds unbiased.
I could say it's awful for Ross Chastain, but if you
Where's Larson? Larson's 8th. That's my last shot at money, so.
you say, man, I hate that it happened, but maybe I'm happy now and not the playoffs. I mean, that would take.
I'm surprised when he rubbed him, Ross just didn't turn
but
left.
that might be how
Yeah.
Ross looks at it. We'll have to wait and talk to him. It's going to be fascinating.
Ross's interview is going to be funny. I've never heard Ross get mad at somebody for doing to him what he's done to them, so. When Allgaier junked his ass at Watkins Glen one time, Ross was like upset that he got ripped, but he's like, I get it because had it coming.
Led the most laps today, so this caution help or hurt you?
I think it helps.
I think it helps Kyle. He's good on short runs. Kyle's good on short runs. Kyle's been good all day, but on short runs and restarts, there's nobody better.
I'd like to see how much room
that first caution came out.
inside
So
car
who
gives the outside.
plays in our handling characteristics that we're fighting right now, and then having a front row.
Before anybody asks, no, I'm not playing fantasy football this year. Between my job and getting home just in time to watch the games, I'm not going to have time to set a lineup.
Because your teammates up there with you.
I got to check it off.
Yeah, we haven't had to make.
Because I usually have to work Sunday mornings and I get home right before the games, so.
Other sets of tires. We're just kind of back and forth right now. So we'll see where it goes here at the end.
And all the talk that's been going on off the track with this race team, how bad?
Ty Gibbs, 15th. I told you he'd get a top 15.
Yeah, I mean, just for this.
Yeah, McDowell in the top 10. Jesus, man.
5-6 bad weeks here.
I said Ty could get a top 15. A top 10 would be a great day, but I think he can get a top 15. There he is.
He's kept it clean.
I think I agree with what Kyle Busch said before the race, man.
You have to work really hard to keep it clean now, as hard as these guys are going to start running.
Who knows? It might go away if Kyle pulls in victory lane today.
We talked about this.
Maybe that's what the sponsors have told Kyle. Win a race.
Jeff, you and I both picked the 18, but there's a lot of conversation about Ty Gibbs being in the field. He's currently sitting 15th. So, this contract negotiation is
I wish I had like Jeff Bezos money. I'd be like, I'll sponsor you, Kyle.
Until we have some resolution.
My company is
A few years ago, I made a post on Facebook saying, I just wish once I could be rich because I'd put Ross Chastain in a car. I said that in like 2018. I was like, I'd put Ross Chastain in a cup car if I had money.
Has been at the dirt track, which was contact between Reddick and
I wanted to start a cup team with 3 cars: Brett Moffitt, Ross Chastain, and John Hunter Nemechek. Yeah.
Correct.
If I could own a cup team
Dominant women would be a big deal,
and be competitive.
Choose what's everybody going to do.
Hamlin outside, Busch inside. Inside's worked for Kyle all day. Elliott outside, Reddick up to the front now after he fought Kyle Busch to stay on the lead lap earlier.
He's here to go down there into turn 1 and try to make it work.
Can Kyle Busch get his first legitimate win in 3 years?
Got Tyler Reddick back there that was in 5th position. Now he's going to move up to 3rd on the inside line in that 8 car.
Can we get 13 laps in before the possible weather gets here?
Before the tornadoes get here.
A little bit of an issue as I look over to my
Like I
left.
said yesterday, I felt
and
like
off of
Denny was
turn
going to win.
3, it's looking.
Oh, God. I didn't realize them storms were getting that close.
I didn't think we're going to get any rain, guys, but there might be another issue.
That circle is 7 miles. I think if there's lightning inside that circle, the middle circle. But those storms aren't close enough. I know they're fast-moving storms because they're supercells. They've got tornado warnings and shit out.
So
I said this race should be shorter because when they did the double header, they did like 200-300 mile race. One was a 325, one was a 350 at Dover, Michigan, and Pocono.
They did New Hampshire last year too, didn't they?
Oh no, they only ran one in New Hampshire.
At this point, let's just get through the restart.
But I said this race shouldn't be 400 miles. They could shorten Pocono a little more. It used to be 500. Thank God they shortened it to 400, but I think they could shorten it. Oh yeah, during the race in New Hampshire. At 20 to go, they said, all right, 10 to go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You're right.
for some reason, the weather always seems to come from this side.
I think they can make it.
As soon as he makes this,
as long as there's no red flags for crazy accidents.
He's like immediately thinking, see the darker clouds, the higher clouds. He's already thinking, uh-oh, weather's coming.
It's a twister.
At this racetrack from this direction, it seems.
I want to race here, and it only rained in turn 2. I mean, just
the boomers are wet. Gibbs might finish ahead of Bubba. Bubba's 13th. Gibbs is 15th. That's the closest Gibbs has been all day.
Coming from, and you see it's dark.
But the boomers hate both of them, though.
But we'll see if we can get.
We get it in. 13 laps. I don't know who to cheer for. I guess Elliott and Reddick.
Move out of the way.
Elliott's my best shot at being happy coming out of this thing. Bell could go back to back.
A sprint to the finish.
See how these teammates race each other here. If Hamlin doesn't blow the fucking restart like he usually does. Chase gives him a great push.
And they're clear.
I hope Chase does to Denny what Denny did to Ross. That'd be hilarious. And Chase will fucking do it too. Hamlin is clear. Chase has got to get around Kyle on this outside to have any chance. Kyle's car is so fucking good. It just rolls the center.
Kyle rolls right up behind the 11.
Kyle's car has been good everywhere. Doesn't matter what line he's on restarts. Doesn't matter.
Christopher Bell getting around this 8-car ready.
Here comes Suarez as well in the 99.
So it's a Hamlin versus Kyle Busch battle. It's Pocono 2010 all over again.
Around the outside. Look at that.
Damn Reddick. Reddick to 4th. He's got a race for points. He's only got one win, and we got 14 different winners. And he's sending it on Chase now.
Looking for third now.
Oh.
Dumping. Reddick is unreal, man. That
Good Kyle pass Denny. Can Denny make it on gas?
Now 12 to go.
Can Kyle Busch chase down this 11 car?
Junior, I just said it.
Denny and his guys think he's got to be good on fuel. He's going to put the hammer down. No more saving.
And right now, if you're Kyle Busch, you just got to run the line that you think you're the best in. Evaluate where the 11 is good and where he's not. And then you're going to have to start going where he isn't. But until you run a few laps, you can't get into that rhythm to understand what that driver in front of you is doing.
Well, this set of tires, an 18 car, just hasn't been quite as fast as he's been.
Clean air really does mean a lot. Hamlin's had a good car, not a great car, but it's good enough to where it's out front. It looks like a great car. Chase and Larson had the same thing. If Chase or Larson was out front right now, they'd win the race. Because early in stage one, they just took off. And it's obvious they don't have cars as good as Kyle and Denny.
While these two are separated,
But they caught the brakes they needed and got out front early, and they haven't been out front since, though. Ooh, Reddick and Bell almost wrecked off of 3.
Christopher Bell gets to his inside.
And Reddick comes off the wall.
And Reddick's chasing him down to the pit wall. Oh, God, they're just asking for trouble there.
How they know. Looked like how to get back in the line there. Yeah, it looks like planes and
It is funny to see him cut back across because you know you got to enter the corner a certain angle just to be able to turn. That outside's going to have the edge here, especially with Suarez getting behind Reddick. Not enough, though.
Got the run, but he's going to get a little help from the 99. Suarez right behind the 8 that pushes him in.
And now Suarez is going to power around Bell.
Going by on the outside.
How about behind them, Michael McDowell?
Denny Hamlin, the worst season of his career, is going to have 3 wins. This is statistically Denny Hamlin's worst season for an average finish-wise. But he's going to have 3 wins now.
And just moments ago, Ross Chastain out of the infield care
Oh, there's the Ross interview.
Ross Chastain check release from the infield care center after that.
Bubba, top 10. He's back in the top 10.
What happened there from your point of view?
Parker, I think that's something that's been owed to me for a few months now, so I'm proud of the effort by Trackhouse and everybody in this Worldwide Express car. It's week in and week out. We keep bringing fast.
See, that's why I like Ross and don't like people like Noah.
To keep bringing bullets like that and keep bringing fast cars, it's a testament to GM and everybody at Chevrolet. So, yeah, it's another fast one. And
they had to cut Jeff Burton's mic so you can't hear him laughing.
I've been owed that and probably some more for a few months now. So, yeah.
Hey, done what I said.
Is the score settled?
I don't know. Say the last worth 1,000 words there.
How come every time they interview Ross, they ask him like 2 extra awkward questions? Yeah, they try to bait Ross so bad. Those Ross Chastain interviews go on way too long. They're just like trying to hang him to say something. He's not going to say anything. Ross is a good dude. He is a good fucking guy, and that's why I like him. Drives over his head sometimes. Actually, a lot of times. But I like him.
Turn 1 all the way up to turn 2 was.
And there's very few drivers in this series that can touch him on a raw talent level. He's in that Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott tier, Kyle Busch tier, just like fucking monster of a driver. A sudden rain shower and Denny spinning out would be funny.
As Larson able to get by Martin Truex Jr.
Looks like starting the race 15 minutes early actually is going to save their asses, ain't it? Because they moved the start time up 15 minutes. Yeah. In my opinion, you're good on fuel, they've told Denny.
I like that one. We're good.
Denny trying to be, what, a 7-time Pocono winner?
Tell Chris Gabehart's that, but his opinion is the only one that matters. If I'm Denny Hamlin, you're the guy with all the
Bubba's going to get a top 10.
I like that radio.
8 laps to go. Does he have enough fuel? Will they outrun the weather?
Kyle ain't got nothing for him without a caution. Wouldn't you like to see one more restart? Just one more.
I'm worried about how long
Yeah, that's the thing. Need a quickie yellow if you're going to get a yellow.
Now tied for the most wins ever here at Pocono.
Great battle right here.
Byron, Kozlowski, Briscoe, Ty Gibbs.
6 just ahead of these guys.
Ew, Byron.
45 of Ty Gibbs has done a great job all day long, just picking up a little pace this week.
Told you you could get a top 15.
Half tenth here, 2 tenths there.
Boy, I nailed that.
3 tenths there. Nice running, competitive.
Said he had a 0% chance to win, but can get a top 15.
That's just going to get him a
Looking at a
contract
top
next
15
year.
finish.
Yeah.
Very first start, I never would have thought that possible this morning.
The tie in that wreck with Ross Chastain.
What does what mean, Cameron?
He started about 21st, 22nd, but he was able to get through that wreck and picked up 5 or 6 spots. But he has been able to maintain those spots. Good job by Ty.
Yeah, incredible day.
The best tie in the field today.
Everyone talked about get to the end of the race.
For sure. Ty Gibbs, he wins the best tie of the race award. Fierce competition between him and Ty Dillon.
26th in his first ever start in a Cup Series race, and now we see
All because Kurt Busch had to get a concussion yesterday.
The other thing this does is a conversation about
Kurt Busch going to start down his late Dale Jr. career path of fucking concussions.
But this car has kind of changed the game a little bit. Don't you want a young driver learning how to drive this car? Even if he struggles for a year or so.
So now if I'm Ross Chastain, right, you paid me back, you put me in the wall, we're fine. If Hamlin continues to fuck with him, if I'm Ross, I'm going to hit you again. Because it's like, look, you fucking fucked me over at Gateway after I wrecked you. I'm sorry. You used me up here and there, blah, 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 blah. You cost me a win here, you wrecked me, that's fine. But if you keep fucking doing it.
running in the 45 car right now.
We talk with a win.
I think taking a win.
Yeah, Cameron said, what does that mean? In my opinion, you're good on fuel. I don't know. How can that be an opinion? You either are or you ain't. But it's hard to say because fuel mileage is tricky. There's no guaranteed way to calculate it. They can calculate it better now than they ever could because of all the electronic data. And
they're thinking the cautions might have saved.
I'm sure the caution. I felt pretty good after the first caution they'd be okay. And that second one that they caused on purpose was really good for them. Ooh, Reddick almost wrecked.
Kyle Busch is
5 to go.
looked like Denny was driving away, but now Kyle Busch has found a way to kind of break.
Be funny as shit if Denny runs out and Kyle packs it into the back of him or something. If Kyle gets right to him and then Denny runs out, he packs it in. Yeah, Denny was one of the cars that ran out last year. He had to pit Byron, Denny, and some others.
Fuel savings. Lifting just a car length early. Taking care of his tires and balance. Reddick a little loose off turn 4 here.
That's a step away from another. Oh shit, somebody spun off a 3.
Seems to me guys have trouble off there. That's talent.
Talent.
Guy has a bunch of it.
Guys, a bunch of it.
Yeah, man.
Gibbs has dropped to 16th. He's not going to get his top 15 now.
That's what they're seeing. Yep.
Rain.
McDowell
Coming to 4 to go here.
Reigning series champion Kyle
Don't say raining.
Incredible run from Michael, but front row.
Michael
McFront.
Great run for this team, and they've been able to with him this year.
Front row motorsports, Michael McDowell is what he meant to say.
The car's really even playing field for everybody involved, and he's probably going to have to go with this position right here.
I never thought I'd say this, but 10th place is disappointing for Bubba, but they played the wrong strategy.
Yeah, it didn't pay off.
Didn't get the cautions they needed.
Larson takes
They got cautions, just not at the times they needed them. Still get a top 10 out of it.
Hamlin 0.8 of a second, still over Kyle Busch, less than 10 miles. Still
At one of Bubba's worst tracks, he's not been good at Pocono since he's been in Cup, so to get a top 10 here would be crazy.
Denny Hamlin trying to separate himself from the Hall of Famer Jeff Gordon. This would be win 7 if he can hang on.
Yeah, Chase is going to have 5 straight top 3s with a couple of wins mixed in there. He won Nashville and Atlanta. 2nd at Road America, 2nd at Loudon. He could finish 3rd here. Running away with the points. The points is over. Now, Ross got wrecked. He was 2nd in points. This 3rd place finish is going to pretty much put the nail in the coffin on the regular season points.
But man, these lap times with the temperature down and the track temp down, running some pretty quick laps here.
NASCAR's like, don't make us throw the caution just in case Kyle's able to catch him or Denny's able to run out.
Marty, what you got?
Kyle Busch is coming, but Denny Hamlin faces could be his 3rd win of the season.
3rd win in his worst season.
11 can't recall.
He's having his fucking Jamie McMurray year where he's like 20th in points but wins 3 fucking races.
So far this year, and you think about their season.
That was the Jamie McMurray special.
But they were 20th and below in points for much of this year. Gabehart, in fact, Chris Gabehart, his crew chief, said at one point, we're the most dangerous.
I was about to quote that when he said when they were like 22nd in points. He's like, we're the most dangerous 22nd in points team you've ever seen. Apparently so. 2 to go. Kyle lost 3/10 that lap.
17 playoff points, and all of a sudden, Denny Hamlin.
Come on, run out of gas.
In the playoffs, Rick. Unbelievable how wild they're here.
Be hilarious. Wreck Ross for the win, then you don't even win.
Let's don't get him this trophy just yet. Remember, Kyle Larson drove into turn 3 on the last lap last year and blew a left front tire.
It's never over. That's a long ways around this racetrack.
Yeah, Denny's
so many things can happen, and we have seen quite a few things already.
When Denny won here in 2006, he spun out in that race too. He cut a tire and wrecked right there. He blew a tire, and he said he spun the car out on purpose to keep from going in the corner and hitting the fucking wall. I was like, damn, what a heads-up move that is. Because you see guys, they don't do that. They do all they can to save it. He felt the tire pop and just spun. 1 to go.
2.5 miles.
I hope you fucking run out of gas.
Of Denny Hamlin, does he have enough gas? They think he does.
Kyle Busch still can't win a race without backing into it. Remember that if Denny fucking runs out here or something. Just quiet, waiting to see.
Comfortable lead.
He's through the tunnel turn. Now one more turn.
No gain.
And half of that long straightaway until he sees the checkered flag. It would be his 3rd win of the 2022 season, but more importantly,
crazy win.
Would be career win number 49, tying him with Tony Stewart.
Denny Hamlin's tied Tony Stewart on the all-time wins list. Denny wins Pocono for the 7th time. He's the all-time winningest driver at Pocono.
What about 5?
Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, Tyler Reddick, Daniel Suarez. Followed by Bell, Larson, McDowell, Truex, and Bubba.
Here's to see what Denny says.
Oh, Denny's going to be happy, right? You'll think Denny just won the Daytona 500 when he gets out of this car.
Worried about the race car, thought he'd hurt.
And they beat the weather.
Gabe Hart calms him down. They get back to work. All types of strategies.
Well, they spun.
Now get out of there before he get hit by lightning.
And he's still able to do what they do.
A lot happening today for this 11 team. Denny Hamlin, man, he has such an incredible record here. Track seems to fit him well.
He was so good before they paved Pocono. Then they paved Pocono and he sucked at it. But now it's gotten worn out and worn back in. So
a Hall of Fame career. And right now.
Oh, praise Jesus.
Show some fucking respect. Do that in privacy.
The only thing.
Keep it in the church.
An incredible career for Denny Hamlin.
I don't get why they
as
put
a
the cameras all
championship.
over him.
And with 3
Joe Gibbs is buddies with Dan Snyder. What's that tell you?
being the favorite again.
Denny Hamlin.
Everybody that goes to Pocono is a Denny fan.
Denny Hamlin more clutch than Kyle Busch confirmed.
All the way down the front stretch. Denny Hamlin will go to recognize the fans here.
He's going to be real happy after this one just because he wrecked Ross. Or caused. He didn't wreck Ross, but he caused the accident. It's like when Chase put Denny in the wall that one time on purpose. It's like, yeah, you didn't wreck him, but you were the reason why he ended up wrecking. Ty Gibbs ended up 18th. He lost 2 spots on the last lap.
Advanced Auto Parts.
Still the best tie in the race.
Second longest straightaway.
Cody Ware beat Kevin Harvick. No.
Denny Hamlin's going to try to do a burnout.
I don't think Hamlin did anything wrong. He was well within his rights to do what he did. And we told you what was going to happen. If you weren't watching, I pretty much said, if Ross doesn't clear Hamlin, he's not getting through turn 1. Guess what? He didn't clear Hamlin, so he didn't make turn 1.
A very inconsistent start to the 22 season for Denny Hamlin. He got wins.
And Indy's next week. We get Briscoe versus Hamlin part 2 next week.
That's why he wasn't up there in contention for the regular season championship. Wasn't as consistent as some of the other teams.
Remember that time Denny crashed head on into the wall doing a burnout at Pocono? He did that day. It was 2010. That thing just locked up and went bam into the outside wall.
The 11-team side.
Karen, you know damn well, if when your car takes off, it don't matter if you lift or not. Ross was going to hit the wall because of the contact Hamlin made with him. Denny knew exactly what he was doing.
And he parks it right on the finish line.
And Jeff Burton came in his pants when it happened, I'm sure.
How about that burnout, Pocono fans? All the way down the front. front stretch and then parks it on the start-finish line. The Pocono fans enjoying win number 7 for Denny Hamlin here. It's also win number 199 for Joe Gibbs Racing.
Who's going to get Joe Gibbs' 200th win?
You guys talked about all that they had to.
Truex, Hamlin, Kyle Busch, Bill.
In contact with the wall Saturday in practice. Denny Hamlin out of the car.
He's getting booed. There's some boos there. A lot of cheers, but a lot of boos.
Some boos there for Denny Hamlin. For the spin Saturday, nice Denny, the lap 1.
Nice ass, Denny. Denny has a great ass. He always has.
Fuel concerns at the end.
Trust me, I've been looking.
All that to get back to victory lane for the 7th time at Pocono.
It's the team. They just were able to come back with a great strategy there to get us back up front from the mistake I made.
Taylor.
Jeff Burton's going to go make out with Denny Hamlin in victory lane. Like, oh, Denny, thank you.
Oh, look at that.
Why's she crying? Better be happy tears.
Because when Daddy wins, he gets what he wants.
Maybe she's upset that they're booing.
Denny, I think the boos might be from the contact with the 1. So
here we go. I got to bait him.
I mean, what'd you want me to do?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said yesterday. Todd Gibbs.
He just ran out of racetrack.
He just ran out of racetrack.
Is it now over between?
That's what I'm saying.
In your book.
I mean, we're going to just keep racing hard until we get the respect back from these guys. And, you know, it's not just that. You know, we've been
wrecked
4 times, twice while leading in the last 10 months, and I'm at the end of it.
Denny, this is win number 49. It ties you with your former teammate, Tony Stewart. You're also 1 behind Junior Johnson right now. Did you ever dream or ever believe, and you actually passed Tony Stewart, did you ever believe you
Denny going to retire with more wins than Kyle Busch?
I just wanted to be a local short track racer in Virginia. That's all I really cared about, but I was able to get a great break from JD.
Yeah, people just boo Denny because nobody likes Denny.
11 for Joe Gibbs Racing, and just got to say thank you so much to Toyota, FedEx, Shady Rays, the Jordan brand.
Talk about Todd Gibbs.
Everyone who makes this possible. Sport Clips. Yeah, it feels good to win here at Pocono.
One more thing. What's your reaction when you hear those boos from the fans in the stadium?
I'm used to it.
Cheers and boos.
All right, Denny Hamlin.
I just feel like, man, I'm used to it, man.
Rick, I'll tell you what, championship or not, 49 career wins. Those are Hall of Fame numbers that you mentioned.
Definitely Hall of Fame numbers. And again, the only thing lacking right now, Denny has won all the big races. He's won every crown jewel.
Some Fox executives like, yes, closer.
That first championship. But at 49 wins, and as much success as we have seen out of the 11 team and Denny Hamlin.
She tall enough to crawl in that thing?
Virginia, definitely a Hall of Fame career already.
It's got to be hot as shit in there.
And his daughter's going to take a ride.
When Harvick did that shit with his son at Michigan a few years ago, God, they loved that, didn't they?
For Denny, share a moment like this with his daughter, family, sport.
Look at the style with the flag, man. She's got it figured out.
Yep. Yeah.
So Taylor's riding along right now. He has another daughter, Molly. Not with him right here, but can you imagine what it would be like? Your hero, your dad, gets booed on the straight.
Chris, you're right.
That's emotional for her.
The only thing that matters right now is he's got to go win another race.
If somebody races Denny even remotely like he did today, even though it was justified, he'd freak the fuck out.
You can't give one thing and not the other. That's the way I understand it that way at the early stage of fatherhood myself.
But I'm going to give Taylor a 10 on car entry.
Yeah.
That was that Dale Earnhardt car entry. You ever seen Earnhardt get in a car? He would like fucking just slither in.
Cars in the garage.
It was going around on Twitter recently because I remembered how Earnhardt would get in the car a lot of times. Somebody said, "Look at Earnhardt slithering into his car." He got in like the weirdest way, just like the first time he won here. Denny spun out.
Turn 2.
I'm surprised they ain't showed the 06 replay of when he spun.
He raced Ross, said aggressively, like he had been raced, and wanted to make sure that he's going to gain that respect.
How many more seconds is Kyle Busch going to gather up this year?
We'll celebrate in victory lane here at Pocono again. 7-time winner, Denny Hamlin, does it again.
Yeah, the guy running the bots for my sponsor saying goodbye.
Good race.
Yeah, good race. Good Pocono race. I like Pocono. Do y'all like Pocono? Because I like Pocono. I might, but I might just have to lay down for a while.
I ain't gonna play too crazy. I'm probably gonna play a few. I might get on some NASCAR.
I need to be rested, and then all night I'll fucking hit it hard and feel like doing it. But right now I'm just like going to bed soon. Plug my phone up first. See you later. We're still grinding money in GTA on those phone assassination missions, and they're not that bad. But I'm just too tired to do it right now. So hopefully the event, I think the event ends tomorrow night, so I can sleep for a while and then get up tonight and hit it hard, make some more GTA money. Because fuck shark cards. I've decided I'm finally going to buy into the Smuggler's Run DLC because I never did that because you couldn't sell in private lobbies. But now you can sell and operate your businesses in private sessions on GTA Online starting Tuesday. So that's what I'm going to do. I want to hear some more interviews.
Miles in victory lane for Denny Hamlin. The celebration begins. As we look at the playoff standings, only 5 races still remaining until
Kevin Harvick goes 84 points below the cut line now.
the issues they had today.
So as long as there's no repeat or no new winners, Blaney and Truex are comfortable on points. But the fact is, you got 2 road courses in Daytona coming.
Yeah, I think the 2 big stories are the totals on the left-hand side for Chase Allen, Hamlin, Chastain. Those playoff points starting to climb. We hadn't really seen that until now midsummer. And on the right-hand side, Blaney, Truex, Harvick. Well, mathematically, somebody can still fall out. 85 points can be made up. The task is becoming taller and taller for those outside, thinking they're going to get in without a win.
A second-place finish for Kyle Busch after winning Stage 2. Parker's with it.
Kyle Busch interview.
Kyle Busch led the most laps with 63. Had a dominant race car through the middle, but then didn't quite have enough to beat the 11 there late. What more did you need?
What changed?
We were trending loose there, that run where the one car was trailing me and keeping up with me, so figured that was our hindrance.
Yeah, Chris, when the new update hits on Monday night or Tuesday morning in GTA Online, you can go into friends-only sessions or invite-only sessions and sell.
Lucky to get a couple cautions there, lucky to keep
The oppressor will no longer lock on to other players. It will only lock on to AI enemies, like cops and mission enemies. They've nerfed the rockets on the oppressor.
Thanks to all my guys.
And all that others. They've done a lot of good changes this time. And they've added snacks and armor to the weapon wheel.
Toyota Camry, I get to drive, and M&M's being the Fan Appreciation 400, this was something special. We wanted to go out and honor all of our associates, honor all of
But that update hasn't officially hit yet, so you have to wait till like tomorrow or Tuesday to start doing sales in private sessions.
Definitely frustrating, and
big rewards on the assassination missions. I've been hitting them hard.
we'll go next week, I guess.
I'm trying to get to 50 million before tomorrow. I'm at like 40 now. When I started playing last week, I was at 25.
Yeah, if we left it alone, there was too many laps to go. We would have trended loose and probably lost it loose, So I don't know. I need to go back to the
They're doubling pays on adversary modes and races, and they're increasing pay on the original heists.
Just that much tick better at the end, but
They're actually making GTA Online a little more user-friendly.
It's all so close, and here at a racetrack like Pocono, if you're not a half a second
And fuck Kyle Busch, which tells me GTA 6 is closer than we think, because I think they're just starting to try to kiss everybody's ass about GTA Online. So we're not close to GTA 6, but this tells me that, they really are getting after it now.
I don't know that I would have been able to maneuver around him.
So close for Kyle Busch's 18 team.
So close, but it's his teammate that ends up winning. And I want to bring the drivers in right away. Obviously, the story, Kurt Busch out of the car and Ty Gibbs stepping in for him, and then Denny Hamlin winning. Such, storylines that we were able to see here at Pocono, guys.
Yeah, it's a great run for Ty, top 20 finish. I think that he's got to be thrilled with that kind of a result coming in today, really having no laps at all anywhere in a next-gen car. And we've watched his progress get better and better, Jeff. The lap times get quicker and quicker.
I don't know about y'all, but
they put him in a position.
I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I'm going to eat a Hot Pocket or something and lay the fuck down because, man, I've been tired for 3 fucking days. And now I got some time to rest. So, good night. Congratulations, Denny. Hope it was worth it. I'm kidding. It was worth it. He did the right thing. Ty Gibbs, take notes. Good night, everybody.